Hello, everyone! Welcome to Star Trek Envoy. Envoy. We've been debating this for a while. Is it Envoy or Envoy?
I think it's Envoy.
I do
I'm
too.
an American.
I am also somewhat American.
Whereas
I vote Envoy.
Envoy.
Okay, Envoy. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Star Trek Envoy. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Star Trek adventures published by Modifius Entertainment. I'm Chris. I'll be your games master tonight, and we're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/Modifius and twitch.tv/Adventurers Wanted. For those who are new to Star Trek Adventures, everyone here plays sci-fi characters in a sci-fi universe. Yeah. The four players each have their own unique characters with sheets in front of them telling them who they are, what they do, their darkest secrets, and what dice to roll. In this system, they'll mostly be rolling 2d20s, see if they succeed at what they're trying to do. Yeah, special Star Trek dice. Look at the special Star Trek dice. They're great. Yeah. Special Star Trek, all provided by Modifius Entertainment. Thank you very much. And for those of you who regularly play D&D, which is what we normally play on this channel, this is a bit of a departure for us, but in a lovely direction. Please note that you're about to have your mind blown. 1s are good and 20s are bad. Get used to that. That's gonna be a thing we have to get used to, but yes. Anyway, whilst these four play their characters, everyone else in said sci-fi universe is played by me. People, aliens, space phenomena, and space weather. Space weather's a thing. It's in the book. Space weather. Between me describing the universe and the story, the players describing what they want to do, and some dice rolls to keep things unpredictable for all of us, we will tell our story. Now, our story. We are set in Stardate 53205.2. Or 2376 if you're less of a nerd. I will go into a bit of like what we're doing. This is a one shot for today, or if things go well, maybe it extends. We shall see. But I will do the story intro at the top of the game when it probably makes most sense to do that. Can I also ask you all not to reveal your character until they present themselves in the story?
Oh, well, around my head. I guess I'll just put my hand here then. For the rest of the intro.
I'm sure it will be fine.
It's just like, hide my entire head. No, I'm not actually. Yeah, not enough.
Why don't we start by going around the table? Everyone introduce themselves. Please give your name and your pronouns. And that's all for now. Just your name and pronouns, nothing else.
No. Cool.
Starting. Oh, sorry, it's reached through space and time. Starting there.
Hi, my name's Chloe, and I use she/her pronouns. Stop talking.
Hello, my name is Rhys, and I use he/him.
Griff.
They, them. Hi, I'm Emma. I'm gender fluid. I'm using either they, them, or she/her pronouns today.
Good. And I'm Chris, and I use they, them pronouns. Splendid. So before we kick off, this stream will run for 3 to 4 hours or so, and there'll be a roughly 10-minute break somewhere near the middle. And we are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. Get your tabletop organized with character folios, dice bags. Ultra Pro is the leading manufacturer and supplier of sports and gaming collectible accessories. There you go. That's what Ultra Pro do. They are super awesome. They send us loads of lovely things, including this. This little snoof! What is this? What is this?
The Xanathar.
This is the Xanathar, D&D fans out there, and it is also a dice pack. It is delightful. You put your dice in its bum. In its bum.
Orifices.
In its bum.
This has at least answered the question where a beholder's bum is for me.
Does the beholder keep its dice?
Yes. It's reassuring.
The most interesting question about a beholder.
It has a heavy-duty zippered pouch, would you believe? And a Caribbean-style book as well. Ooh. If you like the look of this, you can buy them at ultrapro.com, or you can head to the Twitch chat right now to find rules about how to enter a competition to win one of these schnuffs. To win the schnuff! Oh, he's lovely.
Get your schnuff. You have to prize it out of Chris's cold dead hand.
Please don't kill me. We're also very proud to be sponsored by D&D Beyond, the official digital toolset for Dungeons & Dragons. D&D Beyond offers a compendium with all the game's rules, lore, and adventures, as well as digital tools like a character builder, digital character sheets, interactive Twitch overlay and extensions. Head to dndbeyond.com for more information. we can't use the extension today because we aren't playing D&D. But they're really cool, and I recommend them wholeheartedly. They have made my life so much easier. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans-positive, and we encourage and champion trans players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, we acknowledge it does sometimes happen. Have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we're open to being corrected, so do please let us know in the Twitch chat or tweet at us or that sort of thing. That's all absolutely fine. Good. Without further ado, Star Trek time, baby. Before we dive in too hard, this is the first time we've played this.
Literally.
Yeah.
So rules we'll go. It's cool. It's a great rule set. Love it. But we are going to sort of piece our way through it as we go. Lovely. As I mentioned, the stardate is 53205.2. The Federation is still recovering from their bloody war with the Dominion, a sort of anti-Federation that come from another part of space called the Gamma Quadrant. The Gamma Quadrant was found through a wormhole, which was next to a starbase called Deep Space Nine. Correct. And that wormhole in the Adventures of DS9 can be watched on the popular show DS9 that was popular up until, 20 years ago? And we all still remember really fondly, most of us.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I definitely watched DS9.
Yeah, that was... Yeah.
20 years ago, mate.
That was...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. That's a realization. Okay.
Yeah. The Gamma Quadrant sourcebook is now available for Star Trek Adventures, and everything we're doing today is based off content from in there. So, in the Gamma Quadrant, in this star date, we are about 9 months to a year after the end of the Dominion War. The Dominion was pushed back to the Gamma Quadrant and very politely told to never come back. In the process of the Dominion War, many of the classic Star Trek species and empires and different spaces around the Alpha Quadrant, where the Star Trek is normally set, suffered very bad losses, or their people were very badly hurt, and a lot of people died. A lot of people died during this war, so there's been a lot of recovery time over the last 9 months to a year. Starfleet is also recovering, and in the process, the first colony in the Gamma Quadrant, New Bajor, Bajor being the planet next to Deep Space Nine. So I'm trying to explain this in case you don't know. Those of you who are Star Trek fans, I understand you'll know a lot of this, but those who don't, I hope this is a précis that allows all the information to be gathered within. There we go. New Bajor is on the other side of this wormhole in the Gamma Quadrant, the first Federation planet in the Gamma Quadrant. And surprise, surprise, they're kind of worried. Dominion's not been heard from in 9 months to a year. No one knows what's happened to them. No one's really engaged with anyone from that part of space. There have been ships going in and out of the wormhole, and there are still some trade negotiations that happen with the peoples on the far side of the wormhole. But at this point, Federation presence has been minor. However, New Bajor is a Federation colony. New Bajor needs protecting. New alien races need to be met, negotiated with, make new friends, new allies. And also, if the Dominion turn up, someone needs to lay the smack down, which is where we all come in. 3 of you have achieved incredible things in your time in Starfleet. Your training was perfectly sensible, normal, got on with things, had lives beforehand, gained lives afterwards. However, all 3, sorry, it's everyone except for Griff. All 3 of you also experienced something quite extraordinary happening to you after your training on your first assignment. And in the process of doing so, were all promoted to a lieutenant junior grade. All 3 of you...
That's fine. I'm very happy about it.
All 3 of you were given a new assignment. After, in various cases, you invented something awesome, your ship crashed horribly, and your captain got court-martialed.
Awkward.
And you have now you have now all been told you'll be serving on the USS Envoy. Envoy?
Envoy.
Envoy. a newly minted ship. You don't know a huge amount about it or what it does or what it looks like or anything like that. And you have been told to make your way to Deep Space Nine, where you will be placed on board the ship and then start your first assignment. We are on Deep Space Nine. We are in a seedy bar. The bar is called Quarks.
Quarks.
Quarks. Or Quarks.
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 He's called Quark.
Envoy. And I can't believe I'm starting a show with this. A Bajoran and a Cardassian enter a bar. Would you like to describe your characters, please?
Sure. So I'm playing Latara Sol. First name Sol, last name Latara. Bajoran naming conventions.
Yep.
Sol is also gender fluid like me, but at the moment is using she/her pronouns. So Latara Sol is Bajoran, so looks humanoid, but has ridges on her nose, and is wearing an earring on her right ear, which is a Bajoran religious symbol. She has quite short hair, which is sort of a blonde colour, and is wearing a yellow uniform and has a large phaser. At all times, even in bed.
Leave that one where it lies, okay.
That's hot.
Jannar, or Jannar Ducat. For those DS9 fans. But yes, would prefer to be known as Ducky. He uses he/him pronouns as well. Is a Cardassian, and there's so much history to unpack. We'll get there. But has quite a grey complexion, quite messy jet black hair, neck ridges that kind of stretch from there or to the shoulders, and a great big cable knit yellow jumper that is incredibly warm, and is very, very, just excited, very excitable.
As you two step to the doorway of the bar, there are various people hanging out in the bar. Some Starfleet uniforms, some not. Deep Space Nine does have a certain reputation for not
Just
being...
uniforms on their own? That's impressive.
Some people in Star Trek uniforms. Starfleet uniforms. At the bar, a slightly middle-aged Ferengi is serving drinks. You don't know who this Ferengi is.
Is he wearing an awesome multicolored coat?
He's wearing an awesome multicolored coat. Nice. Absolutely he is. Swish. Absolutely swish. However, as a Cardassian has just walked in, you notice something you've noticed for your entire life, that you tend to shut up a room as you walk in.
I put my arm around Ducky's shoulders.
There is the Starfleet officers first, and the others, those not within Starfleet, those wearing Bajoran military uniforms, certainly take a bit more time. One Bajoran figure gets up to leave the bar, and as he walks towards you and is clearly on his way out, he is looking at both of you slightly oddly.
I give a double thumbs up.
No, we spoke about not.
Can I help you?
Drawing attention. Okay.
Hi. Do you want to play darts?
God damn you, Rhys. Can you roll me? Let's do it.
Oh my goodness.
Can you roll me presence?
Oh no.
And it's up to you which discipline you want to use on top of this, probably.
Oh, I think that's...
Can I assist by being present and by showing that I support my friend?
I'll go with presence and it's a mistake, but command.
What am I rolling?
You are rolling presence plus. Are you trying to be imposing or are you trying to be more sort of supportive?
No, imposing.
Cool, you have an ability where if you use command to help...
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm using.
So using command.
Yeah.
Like imposing would be more security. Command is more like
okay.
Authority. You're welcome to use it if you like.
Yeah. I also have a focus in authority, in being authoritative.
Cool. Right. Rhys, roll me 2d20. You're trying to roll equal or under to
10. Oh, sorry, I've got presence of 9, command of 1,
so
which would be 10.
So roll me 2. Start there.
You can reroll 1.
Hang on. Roll me 2. Start there.
8 and 9.
You have already succeeded. Would you like to add to this for momentum?
Yeah, because momentum.
Yeah, of course.
Do I get to roll? I don't get to roll another one because of a focus, but if I succeed, I get 2
Yes.
successes. And I'm trying to roll below what? Presence plus command.
Presence plus command. Yes.
14.
Yeah, equal or under.
9.
9. So that's 2 extra successes. You gain 2 momentum.
Yeah.
You've already succeeded, so you can't re-roll. Though you could roll a 1. 1 is good here, so you might as well re-roll 1 to see if you get 3.
I think it's a 20.
You have to stick with the reroll, don't you?
You have to stick with the re-roll.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Actually, no, I don't think you do. I think you can choose to use the re-roll, I think.
I will leave it as it lies, because I have already practiced rolling earlier, rolled 4 20s in a row.
Regardless, you succeeded on that excellently well, so you have won yourselves 2 momentum. I can't see the pop.
Oh.
You have 2 momentum, which you may use to do stuff, as discussed. Momentum is good. Momentum is good.
Noise.
The Bajoran who was looking at you with a kind of not sure about you, looks at you, realizes clearly like isn't like super happy about the situation, but just sort of tuts under his breath and walks out of the bar.
Drinks then.
Sure.
Because of the great success you've just achieved here, the rest of the bar sort of, and we're looking back at our own stuff, and we're gonna not get involved.
Ducky resists the urge to call after the Bajoran next time. Doesn't say it. Wants to. Doesn't.
I've been fancying some spring wine for ages.
Sure. Good. Oh.
What can I get you?
Oh, do you want to? What do you want to order?
Spring wine, please.
Sure, I can get you a spring wine or 2. 2 spring wines?
Sure.
You can have whatever you want.
Okay, cool.
I'll get you 2.
Okay, I will have a
I know.
spring wine.
Too much choice.
Spring wine. Spring wine.
He turns around, the barman turns around, comes back and places them both down and goes, so are you with the new ship?
Yes.
Yeah? Is it new?
I think it's new.
Yeah, it's pretty new. Yeah. Yeah, we're with the
Envoy.
Envoy. Yeah. Have you been here long?
Yeah.
How long?
Oh, it's been a really long time. A really long time. And it's just me now. Everyone else has left. All my buddies are gone.
Well, you know what they say. Come here often.
Looks confused. Has no idea.
And
Ducky has this habit of saying half of phrases.
No, it's the full phrase. It's the full phrase. I'm sure it's the full phrase. And kind of health.
To the envoy.
To the envoy.
Don't see many Cardassians in their uniform.
Well, I mean, it's more of a jumper, really.
That's not the uniform.
I mean,
You have the
little pin on the cable net jumper.
It looks like uniform.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just because it gets a little bit chilly. Envoys!
You all look at each other awkwardly. How would you like to enter this scene?
I think just walking into this place. I probably recognise the sight even from behind of Bajoran plus Cardassian, and also Cardassian in a massive jumper.
Yeah,
large phaser.
Yeah, that's basically what I kind of like scan the room and I go, jumper and phaser. Attorneys at law. I just
the 2 reindeer Santa forgot.
would I have been here before? Would I know
DS9?
the kind of drinks they serve? Basically, I just want to sit down, order something incredibly strong, and then I'll say hi.
Yeah, you can do that, yeah.
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 Sit down, order something strong that I can, like, see, or...
What are you... Describe your character, look, outfit.
Oh, sure. So, Krista, I assume also in yellow.
Blue.
I'm blue. So yeah, blue Starfleet uniform. I think very heavy, weather-worn boots, specifically. The kind that you buy and they last you a lifetime. The stories these boots could tell. And okay, I hadn't thought of the character like this, but there was a lot of chat and sessions era. And I think I may as well duster.
Are you wearing a duster? You're wearing a duster.
Yeah, I'm wearing
Wow.
a duster.
Your captain's gonna have a fucking field day with you lot. That is not regulation. That is not regulation.
I probably got some kind of pack, or something. Just because I always like to have. I don't have many things.
So you look like Starfleet by way of space junk pirate.
Gap year, please.
Oh my god. Yeah, and hair is black, shaved at the sides with kind of like a slicked back whip of it over the top that's kind of longer. And aside from that, just looks physically quite wiry, like mid-height, that kind of thing, and very dark brown eyes. And human is what Krista looks like.
What do you order? Choose any drink. Earth drink.
Earth drink whiskey.
Come order whiskey.
Well, I have to roleplay this.
Yeah, you do. It's what we do.
I sit down next to one of you two. Whiskey, thanks.
Yeah, coming right up.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Krista.
Hey, Krista.
Did your ship
Hi.
explode?
It did a lot of things.
The whiskey's placed in front of you.
one.
The Ferengi places whiskey in front of you and just here's a bit of that and
Thanks.
starts polishing a glass really close to you all, just listening.
Parts exploded.
It's really good to see you. I heard. I heard that your ship exploded, and I heard that you saved everyone.
Well, not quite everyone. Most
2%
people.
Weren't saved.
Oh,
That's really good stats,
that's
though.
good.
It's not 100.
Yeah, but like when you crash on a forested planet with like no life, that's pretty damn good.
Well, you know what they say: win them all.
They do say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do.
They also say other things in front of that.
I'm never going to get used to that.
What?
They say that. I mean, yeah, after other words.
They do say that. That's like a thing they say.
I miss Ducky.
It's nice to see. How have you been?
Oh, just fighting corruption
I made a
across the
thing.
galaxy.
Oh, sorry. I made a thing.
What thing did you make?
Oh, I can't talk about it a lot because they keep telling me I'm not supposed to talk about it so much.
Barman has really subtly leaned closer.
Is there a way that I can roll insight on the barman?
What do you want to do? Do you want to stop the barman from listening in?
Yes.
You want to stop Quark from listening into a conversation about a secret device?
Yes.
Cool. Roll me insight and security, I think.
Good. That's only a 12.
There are two of them. Difficulty's not high on this one.
Can I use any of my focuses, like authoritative? Like, can I stare at him authoritatively?
No.
Fine. One of those is a 2.
What's the other one?
The other one is a 15.
Okay. You gain no momentum for this task, but you just sort of lean across Ducky slightly, like do the arm round. What? I don't get to listen in?
Do you want to play darts?
Oh, you might want to ask them over there. And points. And at a dartboard at the end of the bar, there is a human man, relatively slender, dark hair, slightly darker complexion, playing darts with a young woman with darker hair with trill spots.
No, you don't get to listen in on secret conversations.
If you're having a secret conversation, don't have it in a bar. Turns and walks the other way.
So yeah, I made a thing.
It's not bad advice.
Oh, okay.
Maybe wait till we're on the... I assume you're coming on the Envoy?
Oh, yes.
You're coming on the Envoy?
I am.
Oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. This is going to be so much fun.
Have you met the captain or the commander?
Oh,
No.
I heard a thing. Okay, I heard that they're super good at negotiating.
Which one?
The captain. Captain's like...
Who did you hear that from?
Oh, it's just, you know, the vibe.
This is not Krista.
I heard that the commander used to be a key.
The Marquis were a series of Federation dissidents who formed a separate guerrilla fight against the Dominion against Cardassia originally, then during the Dominion, where most of them were wiped out. It is a dark chapter in Starfleet's history.
Oh.
Interesting ship.
It's going to be fun. At least I'm not the only person who's experiencing guerrilla warfare. I suppose with you there, I'm never the only person.
The barman has not overheard your conversation, but is just looking at the door. Standing in the doorway is a 6'5" tall person. They have brown hair tied back in a very messy ponytail, and they are looking, sort of scanning the bar. They are wearing the red command uniform and have the 3 pips on their collar. As they scan the room, from the other side of the room, you hear a very warm, rolling voice go, "Ha! Dobbo!" And a humanoid man, dressed not in Starfleet uniform at all, is just pulling gold-pressed latinum chips towards him, laughing uproariously. The commander in the doorway raises an eyebrow, scans the room, sees the 3 of you. Do any of you do or say anything?
I'm a little, momentary, huh?
I applaud the Dobbo win. The Dobbo win. I applaud it. It's like, hey!
Dobbo is a roulette style game.
I get up and I walk to them because I
as you get up and walk towards them, they suddenly look a little awkward, like they were going to do the walk-in, and now someone's got in the way of the walk-in, but they were momentarily distracted by the eyes the security officer just started making at them across the room. And they feel like they clearly look a little bit like, as you walk up to them.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Are you here for the new intake on the Envoy?
Yes, Lieutenant
Weaver.
Lieutenant Weaver, yes.
Ducky. Yeah. Have you seen the commander?
Where?
Lieutenant Weaver, I have to ask you a very important question.
Okay.
It's an important part of our working relationship.
Right.
How are you at dealing with hangovers?
Good.
How
Very
are you
good.
at treating hangovers?
Good.
They just look at the person at the table now going, just basically trying to lift all the money and going, I haven't got enough hands! And just trying to hold everything, and ends up just going, you, come with me! And just some people are just randomly helping this person pick up money as he walks towards the bar, just cradling an armful of latinum. They look back at you. One eye is covered by an eye patch, just to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
They look back at you. Meet your captain.
so tall.
Right.
The captain, which is who this is, stumbles over to the bar, plonks all that. No, you don't know it's the captain yet. This person's this human, the Betazoid, but you don't know that yet. This humanoid plonks some money down the bar in front of one of you and goes, "Drinks on everybody! Hey!
Yay!
Do you mean?
Whoa, Cardassian! Cool!
Do you mean
Nice!
drinks on you?
Yeah. Hey. I don't know you. Sits down next to you. I don't know you.
Well, no, it would be hard to know people you've never met before.
Yeah, but I should know you.
You know what they say? A stranger's just a friend.
I like that. I like that a lot. Hey.
Well done on the Dabo win. I heard that a lot of these tables were rigged.
Can you keep a secret?
No.
They are.
Oh, God. We should tell someone. Should we tell someone? We should tell someone. Bartender.
Oh, fuck. Yes, we should tell someone. Who's the security officer here?
What?
There's corruption in this bar.
Well, I mean, if the Dabo tables are rigged.
Okay.
I cannot stay silent in the face of corruption.
How loud
It's totally
is this?
true.
Quite noisome. At which point... Okay. As your commanding officer, I tell you not to. Yep.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You're not allowed to tell me to not discover corruption.
That sounds like a very tall order. Right.
Reluctantly walking over to this group.
The commander follows you.
Are you seriously telling me that you want me to stay silent in the face of corruption?
Well, no, not every time. Only when it's, like, unimportant. Like a Ferengi bar being a place where you cheat. Uh-huh.
Did you just cheat?
A voice in your head goes, "No." Commander, hi, we were just getting better acquainted with, I'm guessing, the new lieutenant? Yeah?
Junior.
Yeah.
Junior.
I'm not sure that I can work under your command.
Well, they all say that at first. Then they get to know me. So, Commander, troops have assembled. And it's just sort of gesturing at the commander who just has this look of like...
Commander, did you know that the tables here are rigged?
Yes.
Like super rigged, apparently?
Yes, lieutenants, I was aware. And behind you, the one's going, "My tables aren't rigged, what are you talking about?"
And that the captain was using the rigging of the tables to cheat.
Doesn't surprise me. Well, that sounds like there's a lot for you all to talk about. Okay, I'll be on the ship, and maybe you give out the assignments. Cheerio.
I'm not prepared for this situation.
And the captain gets up, long flowing caftan, and just sort of wafts out. So, am I to assume Weaver,
Yes.
Latara...
Yeah, just call me Ducky. Ducky. It's Ducky. Please?
There's some kind of role on this. I think presence plus command. You are trying to sort of
I would like
push the
to...
commander to not say your real name when they really need to. It's their job.
I would like to try and help.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Thank you, because these are my worst stats.
I'm not quite sure
Used them
how
twice.
I'm trying to... Whether it's like just mouthing from kind of ducky shot or something in the sense of like... I feel like we have an affinity.
You and the commander, you do.
We're somewhat on the same level, and it's kind of a... I'm experienced in this. I was at Starfleet with this person. It does actually work out better.
It's one of the things where you're going, there's a...
Okay, so...
I'm a bit too broken to help at the moment.
presence and command, so that's 10.
Yes, please.
And
2d20, please.
2d20. Oh, it's going to be 20s.
It's not super hard, this.
Oh, well, you'd say that.
Have you rolled a 20?
That's
It's one of...
18 and a 13.
Well, that's not good, is it?
That's not
So
good
am
at
I
all.
doing presence and command?
I think presence and command is fair. You could also potentially argue science or medicine for us if you wanted to.
You only roll 1 because you're helping.
I only roll 1.
Good thing only one success to get this right.
How would I argue for medicine?
You're a doctor, and you know this person could be a patient. You could
Psychological.
Yeah,
I would allow
okay,
that.
so
Otherwise,
in
it's
that
wrong
case,
command
I've got
all
to
the time.
roll 12 or under.
Okay.
3! Helped.
Lieutenant.
Thank you. Thank you.
They don't really
Sir.
understand. They don't really understand
Sorry.
why, but they are sort of like.
Thank you,
If you
Commander.
could appreciate it. If you could all join me on the Envoy, I have received our orders, and we are ready to depart. When you are.
Great.
The captain's just corrupt.
Why don't you two go on ahead?
Okay.
Come on, Ducky.
Okay.
You can tell me all those secret things.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Somewhere secure.
Okay.
The commander pulls out a stool and sits down next to you. Would you like a drink?
I've got a drink.
Can I have a drink, please? Gets a drink. He's not impossible to work with.
That's not a recommendation.
No, it isn't, is it? I've seen some things, and I know some things. And there are things some people are better suited to than you or me. He is suited to those things. We need to keep him out of the way of people he's not suited to. Do you understand?
Who's he not suited to?
What do you think?
Oh, corrupt politicians.
He's actually all right with them. They're on the same wavelength. People like you and me, he's not great with.
I thought he crushed Ducky.
I don't know. I think the intrigue will probably win him out there. He is very good at what he does, and insubordination is still a problem, Lieutenant. Do we understand each other?
There's a difference between insubordination and doing the right thing.
Sometimes doing the right thing means doing the wrong thing.
You would know.
We can have a problem?
No.
Good. Then come with me. You've got a ship to keep secure.
As long as there aren't any doggo tables.
Can't promise that either, I'm afraid.
Well, I'll just shoot them.
You walk out of the bar. As you walk out of the bar, you're walking down the promenade, and out of the window you can see docked an Akira-class starship. They were designed relatively recently to be good at fighting things. This one is
pretty.
It is a very pretty ship. It has a strange, almost like a strange sheen to the hull plating, like it's been heavily armoured and clearly been heavily armoured and prepared for war situations. It's also quite bulky, where Akira classes tend to be quite slimline and quite sort of quick moving. This one does not look quick moving in any way, shape or form. It has almost a bulkiness to the back and it has a bulkiness at the sides. Like it's a stout ship.
Wow, they really wanted people to know that we were there, huh?
On the one hand, it's very imposing. On the other, it has a lot of add-ons.
Yeah, I can see the armour. Nice.
And the wide-ranging diplomatic suites. And extensive shuttle bays.
Ferrero Rochers.
There are no Ferrero We made this joke before this even started, and I thought we were done with it. But no.
Sorry, I just had diplomatic suite.
You always want one more, though.
I can't eat Ferrero Rocher because they have.
You did eat Ferrero
Yeah, I ate one
Rocher.
yesterday. I shouldn't have. So yes, there are wide-ranging diplomatic sweets. You have to learn to accept this.
Yep.
They are not gold chocolates. Yeah, it's designed for war and for peace. Very fitting somehow.
I guess someone should write a novel.
And there is like the beginnings of a slight wry smile from the commander, the first facial expression that wasn't stony. You head to the dock and you are able to step on board the Envoy.
So basically, they keep telling me that I shouldn't wear it as a sleeve, but I kind of want to wear it as a sleeve because it would be really easy to strap to your arm. I mean, it's about yay
I
big,
see that, yeah.
but it is kind of volatile. And
Standing by the door as you walk through the dock into the Envoy, it's off the side, so it's just a tunnel. There's a figure standing by what one could term as the front door of the ship. Inside the front door of the ship. Can you describe what she looks like?
She is called She, but is a they them. She is the sentient holographic computer interface, and appears to be a 5'10" humanoid, quite curvaceous, long black hair, flowing ringlets, quite an attractive humanoid. In yellow Starfleet uniform, yellow?
Yeah.
Standing at ease.
Cool.
Are you stood such that...
Hang on, the scene finished, so I take a momentum back.
No!
You need to use them.
You took.
Oh!
it's the end of the scene.
know that's how. Okay.
Yeah.
Is she stood...
They are stood.
Is she,
Yeah.
not are they, is she stood such that it's obviously, oh, this is someone who's greeting, or this is someone who's to the side of the entrance that we might just nod at and walk
No,
past?
very much there in order to greet.
Oh, okay. Hello, Commander Weaver. Lieutenant Weaver.
Lieutenant, a pleasure. Welcome to the ship.
Hi.
So
Hello.
professional.
Hello, Lieutenant. I am Lieutenant Ducky, Chief Engineer. It's a delight to meet you.
Then you can start.
I am looking forward to working on this lovely ship. Where are we going?
Welcome, Lieutenant. It's a pleasure to meet you. I like your jumper.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, this jumper is it's great. I like it. It's just really warm.
It's a lovely color.
Thank you. Because I tried to make it so that it was like close
And
to the
she brings
engineering.
out just a hand.
And Ducky slowly goes to high five, which is
And Chris just does that.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
As you two have had this awkward as fuck encounter, behind you are walking up with the commander to the door where these two are chatting to them. You don't know them.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. She reaches out, and the contact with the hand will feel odd to you. There will be a haptic feedback. You will have a sense of pressure, but not necessarily of warmth or of
Weight.
anything, or weight, or of anything within what you're feeling pressure from. She is a hologram.
Lieutenant Latara.
Pleasure, Lieutenant. I am She, your sentient holographic computer interface. I'm here to make sure that everything goes...
That's normal.
as easily as possible with your new posting. Should you need anything, please don't hesitate to ask.
Ducky is an engineer.
Oh, this is amazing. Sorry, you are amazing. Just
the commander just sort of pushes past you all and just like, okay, I've got things to do.
Well, can you show us to our posting?
Yep. Actually, no. Would you be
problem.
so kind? Thank you. They are incredibly useful. And I'll be on the bridge. And they just walk off curved corridor. And they go,
Surely our
Thank you,
posting
Commander.
is on the bridge? No?
I thought I might see you to quarters first so that you can stow anything that you need to before going onto the bridge.
Oh, I have a couple of things I need to stow.
They said they bring it all on board.
Has that already come through? Let me check. There's just a slight moment where she focuses into the middle distance, comes back and says, yes, you're absolutely correct. It has been stowed. Would you prefer to go to the bridge directly rather than quarters?
You look like you brought yours with you.
I have everything I need, yeah.
Will you be needing it on the bridge?
I'll leave it in my quarters for now.
Shall I take you?
Yes, thank you.
I'm not sharing my quarters with Dr. Weave.
They're in the same deck.
Oh, cool.
I'm guessing that we get our own quarters.
Yeah, although we could always say, share later.
Sleepovers. They're great.
The captain's
Right.
approach to staff familiarity has always been flexible.
Cool.
If you'll follow me. She starts leading off to the correct deck.
are you going with them or are you heading to the bridge?
No, I'll go with them.
Okay. You're all just walking down corridors in a starship.
So the main thing that I need to stow is this thing that I made. Okay, so I've already been talking to do you prefer doctor or because I know you're a doctor, but also I kind of like it seems weird to call you doctor. Sorry, no, I just
In this scenario, Krista, fine. Right now, yeah.
Okay, Krista. Okay.
Out of scene, have you completed Starfleet medical training? Like, are you a certified doctor?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here to be the chief medical officer on the ship.
This is a very experienced medical officer.
Could you not tell from everything that's already happened with this character? She's a doctor.
Everything about it just screams doctor.
Yeah.
So, okay, which the cabins are mine? One cabin. No, I'm not wanting more than one cabin, just one.
This. And the door comes open.
Thank you.
It's very regulation at this point. Apart from all of the shit you asked to take with you, is just piled in the center of the room.
Inside will be a large, stacked collection of insects, right? In stacked cases upon cases.
Did you have to bring the whole menagerie? Yeah. What if they get free? My room's not right next to his, is it?
Oh no! They won't get free. That's okay. They're maintained. It's majority of them are just kind of replications, so they're not actually the things, but they're replicas of them, and
They bite just like the real things.
only if they're programmed to. It's not important. They're very secure now.
You're satisfied with the way your quarters are presented?
This is amazing.
Wonderful. The next is yours.
You're gonna get bin.
End of the corridor. Is there anything that I can provide?
Not for me.
This is fun. I would like to go to the bridge now.
If you'd like to stow your things and follow me.
It's just poof. That's it. That's the level of. I take the duster off.
Okay.
I don't go to the bridge in the duster.
I keep the jumper on.
Regulation jumper.
The captain has always been quite lax.
It's very true. The captain is very lax.
I just checked that my second phaser is here.
Your second phaser is here.
Excellent. It's smaller and easier to hide.
So many.
And if you'll follow me.
Okay.
And I lead into the turbo lift that leads to the bridge.
Absolutely. The bridge of the starship as well. If you've seen a bridge on a starship, it's a bridge on a starship. There are terminals for all of you, even the medical officer on the bridge, because, you know, it's easier for plot reasons.
For a moment, I was like, do I really belong in a... Well, let's not just keep cutting away.
This ship does have a medical bay, and you aren't the only doctor here, but you are the chief medical officer, so you'd be there, you know, working like an NHS nurse. There'd be a lot of like moving people around to different departments and things if needed, that sort of thing. And
I got a chair.
you have a chair on the bridge. You have a chair on the bridge.
I stand.
I sit
You want a standing thing at the back.
I assume I have a chair, but I stand.
Okay. You stand.
and I sit at my post.
Do you go and sit down?
Yeah.
You actually go and sit down at the ops deck. Okay.
Are the chairs swivelly?
Yeah, of course they are.
Ducky is going to town. Ducky is swiveling this backwards and forwards and just trying to get the whole way round without anyone noticing.
The Taurus eyes are just getting bigger and bigger, just watching you like...
She is watching with fascination.
Chief engineer reporting for duty.
There is no commanding officer on the bridge.
Chief engineer reporting. Chief engineer reporting for duty. Chief engineer reporting for duty. Chief engineer.
From across the bridge, a young... It looks like she's probably not a lieutenant, looks sort of more like ensign cadet level, is just watching you from the flight computer. Just...
Hi.
Hey.
I'm Sol.
Hi. Zhang.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
That's Ducky.
Yup.
Ensign.
Wow.
Are you pleased with your new chair, Lieutenant?
This chair sheet is amazing.
I'm glad.
The door to the captain's, what you know would probably be the captain's quarters or the captain's ready room or like something along those lines, opens and the commander walks out, the door closes behind.
Ducky stands up.
Won't be necessary, thank you. Right. The captain has asked to speak to the crew before we leave. I apologize in advance. And they step over to one side and the door to the captain's quarters opens and in full dress uniform. No one else is wearing dress uniform.
Oh,
it's
God.
the long one, the long with the thing at the side.
Ducky stands up.
The captain walks out. Oh, it's like a new ship smell. Hey, everybody. Hey. Points at Chang. Right, let's do this. Ooh.
I'm trying to control my face.
Ducky is not.
She is openly grinning and finds all of this hilarious.
Taps the thing. Hey, everyone. Captain here. So, I hear we're all on board now? Nice. Well done, everyone. We embark on a strange new mission today. Strange new things we're going to be doing. Fun new people we're going to meet. Oh, it's going to be good. Now, we are heading to New Bajor, the Gamma Quadrant. I know. Look at this guy, he knows. Yeah. At this point, he's moving around the deck and like going, yeah, I know.
Every time he turns his back, my face is like, have you not heard of the Dominion? And every time he turns towards me, I'm like,
She, over the intercom, has started playing like a smooth jazz. Like slow jamming the announcements.
The commander tilts their head to the side a bit.
She shrugs and it cuts out. She's just trying to help.
Yeah, the commander still wants to maintain some semblance of order. So anyway, what was I saying? There we are. New places to be. New Bajor needs our help, everybody, and we're going to help. We're gonna protect. We're gonna serve. And also, if we need to, meet some new people and show them the Federation way. Am I right, everybody? Can I get an amen?
Where?
We're not all humans.
It's just a turn of phrase, Lieutenant.
What was it? Get an amen.
Everyone say amen on the count of 3, okay? Everyone coming along? Everyone on this ride? Everyone joining me?
No. I have an entirely different religion.
Could you say something that befits your religion instead?
No.
Okay, it's your call. Everyone else, can I get an amen? What do we think? Amen time?
Sure.
You? Like an amen? You look like an amen person to me. Come on, you're an amen person to
Is
me,
there
aren't
a
you?
count for the amen, Captain?
No.
Oh, buddy boy, no amen from you, but I thought you'd be the one who'd do it most. You just strike me as the type.
No. You know what they say? Keep your friends close.
They do say that.
Keep your friends close. And I'm close with my friends.
Amen, Ducky.
I'll take that, Chief, thank you. All right, that'll do for me. Okay, gotta learn to loosen up a bit, I think. Okay, all good. Right, I'll be in my ready room, and just turns and boop, walks through. Gave no orders.
That entire speech, I was mainly observing the captain's gait, everything basically like almost mechanically about his body, and also the layout of the bridge.
Yep.
Because I was basically making calculations as to where he's most likely to get injuries on his body from tripping over whilst hungover or drunk. Because I've been told to like, that is obviously a high thing that I have to prep for. I think it's ridiculous that I do, but
Okay.
and I'm good at observation and stuff. I've been doing things like that.
Oh my god, they sent me here as a punishment. Oh.
Maybe.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Lieutenant, what did I say to you about chain of command? Please keep personal comments to yourself.
No.
Okay. Sorry, Commander.
It's fine. Helmsman, please take us out. Through the wormhole, please. Warp 3 should suffice.
Sorry, Ducky just holds onto the console and like one hand on console, one hand on chair, and just is looking for any available view screen to see the wormhole.
She is trying very, very hard not to laugh out loud in front of the commander, and so is just studiously going through their panel.
Chip slowly starts to move around towards the wormhole, which Iris is open. Most of you will not have been through the wormhole before, and it'll be quite an experience for you as it opens up. You may even have a religious connotation for you as a Bajoran. The wormhole being where the prophets, known as the celestial prophets by the Bajorans, live, and is also a direct representation of heaven. But more on that later. Oh no, I've turned into the captain.
Yeah.
I hate it.
At which point, you fly into the wormhole and closes behind you.
Center poet.
Can we have some respect for, my heaven?
Yeah.
There's a strange bluey, swirling light around you as you pass through the wormhole for roughly 30 seconds or so, at which point you're suddenly in space on the other side of the wormhole.
That was amazing.
You are now in the Gamma Quadrant.
It might have been worth it just for that. We're gonna be killed by the Dominion.
Maybe.
But also maybe not.
They'll destroy the ship.
I'm not the only copy.
Trust me. I've been on a ship that was destroyed. Sometimes it's not as bad as you think.
98% not as bad as you think.
I know, right?
It was pretty impressive.
It's right there. That's the captain. It's not.
I meant not as bad as Saul thinks. 98% is bad.
98% is doing very well.
The ship does, the helmsman does turn the ship towards New Bajor, and you are warping towards New Bajor. Not fast. You're clearly in no rush whatsoever.
Commander?
The commander, there is a captain's chair in the centre of the bridge. The commander is studiously not sitting in it, standing near it. Yes, Lieutenant.
With the number of new recruits that we have on board, might it be worth going through some kind of protocol, or just getting them familiar with how we do what we do?
Considering that roughly 98% of the crew is new, Lieutenant, I think everyone's going to have to learn on the job.
Ducky stands up. Chief Ingenue reporting for duty, Commander.
Chief Engineer.
Engineer. Chief Engineer
There's a
reporting
little
for
polite
duty.
giggle from Zhang next.
You're pretty much an engineer.
She and Jan exchange a look, and they go like, ah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Lieutenant Ducky.
I salute.
Jauntily.
As much as I can.
Lieutenant, your garments are not uniform restriction appropriate.
Oh.
Commander, certain some Cardassians feel much more comfortable in warmer
I'm allergic to the Gamma Quadrant.
environments. It would be very difficult for the rest of the crew were we to adjust to a temperature that would be comfortable for
Bless you.
the lieutenant.
You're rolling some medicine there, and probably... Are you trying to be persuasive about this?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Roll those two things together.
So I'm rolling what? Reason and medicine? Presence and medicine?
Probably presence, because you're trying to convince someone of something.
Okay, so we're looking for...
And these chairs are shit. My legs hurt
It's a new ship.
You specifically asked not to have a chair on the ship. Like, you're standing by the security desk.
Because my legs hurt so much.
Okay, so I've got a 9 and a 13. I needed an 11.
Well, it was a difficulty of 1, so you've passed, but no momentum was gained.
Okay.
And also, that momentum that's out there is about to go away again unless someone uses it, because the scene's going to end relatively soon.
I was just going to say it's fine. Thank you, She. No, I understand. It's fine. It's fine. And
No.
takes...
No. As she puts it, this is not a ship where protocol is always strictly observed, and the commander stalks out of the room.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Did what? Oh no.
You're
oh
fine.
no. Oh no. I oh no.
They're like that only on days that end in Y.
Okay.
It's fine. We've just been sent to hell.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's okay. You know what they say? Life gives you lemons.
Yes, it sure does.
Life gives you lemons.
Just pound those lemons with a phaser.
I love lemons.
Is there a holo program here?
I am the Holo program here.
Do you have a phaser practice program?
On the holodeck, yes.
Cool. Seeing as we're not actually doing anything.
You are in your command position.
And you are on duty at the moment.
We're not doing anything.
If you would like to ask the commander if you're allowed to leave the ship during duty, that is completely within your remit.
Or you could ask the captain.
Or technically, you could ask She, because she is a ranking.
Who is in charge of us at the moment?
I am technically the ranking officer on deck, although I was not left expressly in charge by the commander when they left.
What is this nonsense?
Oh.
Days ending in Y.
Oh yeah.
I am in hell. This is punishment.
every day ends in Y.
You're not supposed to be the smart one.
On the Federation calendar, every day ends in Y.
I'm going to stop the scene very soon as someone uses that damn momentum token.
I don't remember what momentum does. What do we do with momentum?
We can obtain information, but there's no one here to ask for
There's
it.
something
I know most of the things on the ship.
I want to try and persuade Saul that this is not hell. I want to try and be persuasive towards Saul. Like I'm gonna kind of loosely stay in my area.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna loosely stay in my area.
So I know this isn't standard and it's not exactly what we were trained for, but you can only control what you do. You can have impacts on what other people do, but the only thing you can actually control is you. So you get to decide if this is punishment or not. Right now, you're obviously deciding this is punishment, but you can choose for it not to be.
You're right. I can persuade them all that they're terrible people and they should do their damn jobs.
That is not what I was saying.
Chief Ingenue reporting for duty.
Chief Security Officer. Gonna persuade you to do your damn jobs.
With respect, Lieutenant. Forgive me, Lieutenant Junior Grade. This is how they do their damn job, and if you would like to do yours, then I suggest you remain at your station whilst on duty.
Yeah, I'm staying here. I'd just like to note that they haven't stayed at theirs.
No, that's the chain of command. Now I am in command.
They didn't actually leave you in command.
That is what happens when the commander leaves the deck.
Usually, they say, Lieutenant, I'm leaving you in charge.
Usually they trust that people know how to do their jobs. If you'd like a copy of protocol, I can give it to you.
Actually, I've read the protocol, and the protocol says you have to say who you're leaving in charge.
It does not, and I know because I'm programmed with it.
I don't think you necessarily get to choose when you're cool with protocol being broken, like in insubordination and such, and when you're not.
How fast does this ship go?
Isn't that something you should know, buddy?
Ducky starts wildly tapping on buttons. It's my first day.
You could easily make the ship go faster. You'd roll for it, but it's a 0 difficulty. You know how to do that. The captain gave the order of travelling at warp. The commander gave the order of travelling at warp 3, and that has not been.
That's not been countermarted. It's like, this is new spec. It's a new ship. I mean, we need to see how fast it can go. Right.
We haven't been ordered to do that.
No.
Okay. Theoretically, she. How fast can the ship go?
Up to 9.98 warp.
Nearly 10 warp.
Oh, 10 warp.
You wouldn't say warp 10 because warp 10 is infinite because it's a bell curve.
Nearly.
How nearly?
9.8.
9.9. That's good. I mean, what do you? Okay, how efficiently are the coils working? No. Okay.
They're currently functioning within parameters.
Oh, like 13% or 20%?
If you would like engineering spec, you can pull it up on your comm panel.
Yeah. oh, I'm sorry.
Maybe you could help him.
I'm just. It's just fun, you know. I'm just. How long till we get to? Oh no, it's on the thing.
I'm quite excited about getting to New Bajor.
I've never been.
I've never been.
None of you have been.
But I mean, Old Bajor is a bit, destroyed by
Bajor's fine.
things.
Yeah.
Recovering.
Yeah.
Well, that was a swift 180 on the tone.
Watching Ducky try to break protocol made me, want to be less.
Conserve your energy, choose your battles.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to try and break protocol. I was just curious, it's just, it's just curiosity.
Is right there for us to get different orders if they want them.
Curiosity kills,
Yeah.
Mostly cats.
Why would they do that? Earth is...
Well, when life gives you lemons.
Life gives you lemons.
Make gin and tonic.
Kill the cat.
Can we do that?
Not on duty.
Okay.
Is everyone going to leave this here?
Couldn't use another momentum. Sorry.
My character is very happy just to do what they've generally loosely been told.
That is
Could've gone and
exactly my
talked to the
character's
captain.
function.
Could have gone talk to the captain. Went into their ready rooms right
Why?
there.
He's awful.
Fair. Okay.
This is normal.
It's quite obvious a lot of our activity on the ship is just going to be avoiding the captain as much as possible.
You arrive over New Bajor. New Bajor is an M-class planet, and it's a a G2 sun, so it's very Earth-like. But it is warmer, and thus it is more humid, and thus it rains a lot on New Bajor. A lot.
Darky to Chief Engineer to Captain. We have just dropped out of warp and are in orbit around.
Why are you telling me? Shouldn't the helms person be telling me that?
Oh no!
The ready room door opens. Please note, as the ready room door opens, you do get a faint sort of waft of patchouli or something similar, and there's clearly some music playing in the background.
Is it Bajoran?
Yeah. The door closes, and as he walks out, he is now dressed in what can only be described as Bajoran style clothing.
Okay.
A very definite effort to dress like a Bajoran is wearing the earring.
Okay.
Walks out and just, how am I doing? Good?
It's quite appropriative to wear the earring.
Oh,
Yeah.
not a good thing. Because I looked at the religion and I think it's A-okay. No, it's too far.
Well, unless your family is Bajoran and
No.
your surname is... Can I roll to see if I know?
It's not like it says Smith on it.
No, but they're specific.
They are family specific, but you would...
I might know.
Okay, roll. It's really fucking hard. It's insanely fucking hard.
What am I rolling?
Reason and...
Do we still have that momentum or have we lost it?
No, we haven't changed scenes.
No, we changed scenes. We changed scenes. It's gone. It's gone.
Right. Reason and...
Reason and I'm gonna say... It's not command.
Science?
Science, probably. Yeah, I'd say.
Good. I'm so
Reason.
good at both of those things.
It's 2d20. Let me tell you, it's very difficult. So you cannot achieve this without some kind of focus or someone helping you.
Oof.
I would not.
Investigation. I have a focus in investigation.
You're not investigating someone's earring.
I'm investigating the earring.
If your focus was in Bajoran family history, or Bajoran politics, or anything Bajoran at all, I might consider letting you use it, but I'm not, because you don't.
What's that one about prepared for every
You're going to use your 1 point of determination to get this.
If what I say,
I mean, I can assist because I've got reason and science.
You can assist
high.
with anything else. You can use other things. You don't have to assist with the same thing.
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing to assist.
Yes.
Would I be? I'd happily help out. Because being fair, I would have had some history, especially in terms of Bajoran families and Bajoran politics, because of family history.
Okay, but what are your reason and science scores?
Reason 11, science 4.
Oh yeah, you did better than I would.
Well, you can both assist.
You could both assist technically if you wanted to. You could all cluster around the captain and
just
check
be
out his
looking.
earring, which was kind of the goal the whole way.
One of those is a 3. One is a 19.
3.
Okay, 1 success, 2 successes,
7.
3 successes. The 3 of you cluster around the captain. It's like, really? Is it? Oh, it's got
like just because that curve makes it look a little bit more like it might.
See, I can't see it because I'm wearing it.
The beard is definitely.
It doesn't take it off to look at it.
that section looks southern, so it's definitely from that area.
I mean, you've definitely got some like kind of the long chain is a lot more. I think that's like a northern plane one. Like you're mixing the northern and the southern quite.
You should take it off.
Yeah, because you're not from the Synergy family.
Just wanted to, like, fit in.
It's possible, Captain, that the new ambassador might appreciate a more standard Starfleet approach.
Who, Nos? Nah, Nos is great. We go way back. Way back.
How far back?
Oh, way back.
What does that mean?
It means that I knew him a long time ago.
Like in a good way?
Yeah.
Is he going to remember you fondly?
Everyone loves me.
I don't know what this would be in terms of like if there is a role for this.
Is there a role for this?
Because my instinct is the vagueness is coming from
lies.
So much booze and drugs that it's really hard
He's
to pin.
not high. He's just like
but
this.
as in the past.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That means that memory is just kind of like, we go way back, and like everyone loves me, but that's because it's kind of through a haze of like I remember being asleep and
also like
playing gambling games.
Can you imagine a Vulcan loving this?
So I don't know if there's any way of like trying to see if that would be the case, or if that's just something that I can keep an eye out for when
you can keep an eye out for it, I think.
Cool.
Yeah. You're preparing yourself for the inevitable, does this Vulcan like this person? Which is a fair thing to ask.
Yeah.
Well, I'm ready. I think it's time we head down. The commander has asked to stay with the ship, which I think might be politic. But let's see who's going to come with me.
I sit down because I just assume I'm medical.
Let's see. How about you and you? Because yes, you'll do well.
No. I mean, your major would be fun. I just.
Hey, come here. Come here. Don't be afraid of who you are, okay? You're Starfleet officer, and you're great. I hear you're great. I've read stuff about you. Sounds like you're great. So.
I'll vouch for you. It'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Proud of your heritage, son. Boff, boff. Butt on the shoulder.
Failing that, I'll stand in front of you with my phaser.
And Doctor with me.
It clicks. It clicks in Krista's head why a doctor has to travel with this captain.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Just a wise thing to do.
Right. Okay.
I'll stay here then.
Oh, I'd love to take you with me, but you know what they say.
Oh, no. Sorry, I thought I had one.
It's tough to take a hologram off a ship. Am I right?
I could pilot you down.
Oh no, we'll take the transporters, but thank you. Very kind suggestion. Okay, everybody ready?
Do you want us to bring you anything back?
Something to eat, perhaps?
Okay.
I was being sarcastic.
Okay.
I don't think you can process sarcasm.
Oh no, I can process sarcasm. Was that right? Not really. I'm bad at it.
She feels absolutely terrible. Sarcasm with Ducky. Like, it's a little bit crushing to watch that process happen.
Poor Ducky.
I'll be fine, Lieutenant. Thank you.
I'll surprise you.
Ducky is always surprising.
Yeah.
The three of you and the captain head out and are heading to transporter rooms. You are on the bridge. There are some other duty officers here. There is a science officer we haven't talked about because, well,
They don't matter.
At this point in time, I don't want to add in 1,000 rupees, no good reason. The moment the captain has left with the other three, the commander does, like, conspicuously, within, like, 30 seconds, step back onto the bridge. Lieutenant.
Commander.
Stands by the captain's chair. Doesn't sit.
She turns on the smooth jazz. Does not make eye contact.
Turn it off, please.
Jazz turns off.
Thank you.
Do we know what we're doing here? Commander?
Exactly what you think we're doing here. We are protecting New Bajor. The captain is going to find out what it needs protecting from. Wipe the captain. And also keeping an eye out. Can you do me a favour and keep an eye out, please?
Absolutely. I always do.
Can you roll me a something along with the ships? You're working with the ship to use the sensors. So you are rolling 3d20 because you're using the ship as well. The ship technically rolls a different stat, so it will have a different colour. Now, the two you are rolling for you are going to be a well, this is con. This is exactly what the con is, so that's what you're using.
Okay.
Con plus, I think probably reason.
Okay.
And then for the ship, you're using the ship's. Hang on, let me check my stats here. You are using the ship's
Sensors.
Sensors, yeah, which is 9. It's not very good. Ship's not particularly good at sensors.
Great.
So I need to roll my 2 lower than my reason plus my con, which is 13, and the ship's one lower than 9.
9
plus 1.
plus 1 for the con, so
10.
10.
Lower than 10.
Yes.
Alright, so mine go.
Oh, the ship succeeded. And you succeeded once.
I have a 3 and a 13, so
Yes.
both succeed, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yes,
it's a match.
13.
It is a match. Also, do you not have a thing for using the ship sensors?
I have technical expertise. Reroll 1d20 when using ship sensors.
Who does that?
Sure. Sheep. He's helping me. To roll a 4. Yay! 3 successes.
Do you have a focus in any like sensory kind of things?
I don't.
Oh my god.
You've got to focus on piloting.
This
Yeah,
is
but that's
pilot,
not
it's
sensory.
pilot.
And in protocol, but again.
Not useful in this case. Fine. You get 1 extra momentum. I will allow this to transfer into the next scene.
Yay!
Yeah, thank you.
Otherwise, it would literally exist and then nothing would happen, which would be
Sound
promising.
of success.
Clink.
Glass balls were a good idea.
Yeah.
It's very nice. I agree. Yes. You are doing a sensor sweep of the area around New Bajor, and you have done very, very well. We will come back to that
Oh dear.
Yay!
in a bit.
Oh dear.
In the ship.
But first, you transport down to New Bajor and arrive in a small covered, like almost pagoda style thing. The Bajoran design influences are still very heavily there, but it has clearly been repurposed slightly from warm, arid, lush planet to planets always in monsoon season. Wet. It is raining.
Wit.
You wet.
If we asked on the
Walk to the transporters.
to
Yes.
the transporters,
Yep.
if we asked the captain
Mm-hmm.
for any basic briefing that he was able to give us about this meeting, about the ambassador, would we get anything?
Oh yeah.
Yes, it'd be very useful to inform our strategy.
Just a basic briefing, Captain.
Right, so here's what we're going to do. We need to get to know everyone. And they need to get to know us, because we're going to be here for a while. And they have to know what we're like and what we do and how we operate. Yeah?
Right.
We don't even know how we operate.
We're doing fine. So, in basic terms, we need to make sure that everyone knows who we are and what we do. Very good to say hi to everyone, get the lay of the land a little bit, and also get a sense of what New Bajor needs, what it wants, what it feels, you know? Lieutenant.
Who are we, and what do we do? So far, we drove a ship here at very slow pace.
Why are we in a rush? I needed time to prepare my Bajoran. And influent Bajoran says to you, how am I doing?
It's very insulting.
To learn the language of another person? I don't think so.
To try and copy another culture, yes.
I'm simply trying to put them at ease.
You're not putting me at ease.
Well, it works well on other people. You'll come round to my style.
I'm not coming round to your style. You can't tell me that you're putting me at ease when I'm telling you that you're not putting me at ease.
Lieutenant, give it time.
I don't want to.
Okay. Why don't you stand in the back and hold that large gun imposingly? Okay? Okay? Good.
That sounds like a good way to get people to know us.
It does, doesn't it?
No.
Okay. Looks like we're going to have this chat now. What's your rank?
Lieutenant Junior.
Great. What's my rank?
Captain.
Cool. What do you do?
I'm here to ensure that the ship is safe and that you are safe.
Great. That sounds fantastic. Do what I ask you to do, please. Stand in the back, look imposing. Okay? Okay? That's an order, Lieutenant.
I do my best to look as unimposing as is humanly possible.
Oh, well, it's a start. Right, where were we?
I think Ducky looked like he had a question.
I don't want to be imposing.
No, you don't need to look imposing. You need to do the opposite, in fact, my friend. You need to look unimposing. A Cardassian in a Starfleet uniform who is clearly smart as a cookie. That'll do well.
Okay. Okay.
You know what they say? That's how the cookie
crumbles.
What?
Is trying to do a thing.
Why would a cookie crumble? Oh god! Oh god!
Can I have taken something from basically in terms of? I mean, it's not necessarily emergency medicine or frontier medicine.
It's neither of these things. Let's give him a paper bag.
I know, because of my time training in Starfleet with Ducky.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I know that if I tell Ducky, it's fine. This is something that will calm you down. Like it's water. It's entirely placebo. But it's just from telling him it's this. And I've just got like a very small canister or similar on me because it's water.
I'm just going to say you do that if you want that to be the thing.
Yeah. Oh, it's fine, Ducky. Okay? That'll be, since you're meeting lots of new people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just holding it is calming Ducky down.
It's fine. Most Bajorans have gotten over everything.
And hey, if they haven't, what a great opportunity to show them the new face of Cardassia, huh?
Don't tell anyone your surname.
Yeah, maybe don't tell anyone your surname.
If internal sensors are picking this up, she is listening very intently to this conversation.
Totally fine. You, whenever on board ship, yeah.
Okay, I'm with you. Gonna give 110.
Okay. And you will teleport down and transport down as discussed.
I don't have anything specific. Oh, fine.
No, has never given you a specific order.
Yeah.
Just told you to come with him, but never said why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ducky may either thrive or implode. Let's find out.
You arrive on New Bajor as discussed. You are greeted by two figures as you come down. You are in New Rakantha, which is the new capital city, and you are greeted by two figures standing. It is covered, but there is rain all around you. Around this covered area. It's very clearly like a sort of welcome to our place. Look at this wonderful view. Also, look at the weather here. It's kind of pretty, and it is kind of sort of calming and pleasant and very interesting, but it is also just pouring with rain at all times. Standing in front of you as you transport down are two figures. One wears a very similar outfit to what the captain is wearing, although slightly more precise and clean and clipped. And the other is wearing a classic Vedic's outfit. The Vedic are the sort of cardinals or high-up priests of the Bajoran religious faith, of the prophets. As you both arrive, the captain steps in front of you and bows, and it is a very precise bow. Roll for it.
Oh.
Super precise.
Yep. Mm-hmm. The First Minister, which this is, tilts their head slightly and bows almost exactly the same level. Like it is very much I have studied your customs and I am perfectly replicating it, because that's what he's good at, that's his job. And he does it perfectly. And the minister reacts in a way that is instantly favourable and is more favourable for the rest of the conversation. Well, isn't this nice? First Minister, I presume. Yes. Welcome to New Bajor. Scans around, sees you, nod, sees you, polite nod.
I tried to bow and spill most of what.
As you do that, the First Minister steps forward, takes your hand with the glass in it, and just the ground's already wet. And the captain sort of looks next to you, and there's kind of a yeah, good. The minister turns to all of you. Welcome to New Bajor. As said, I am looking up my name. I am First Minister R.C. Awen. It is a great pleasure to meet our new protectors.
Is it possible for she to open a channel to their comm badges?
Yes, you can listen in. That's perfectly fine. Yeah.
She is listening to the conversation.
It's a great pleasure to be on New Bajor, Minister.
Quite.
Chief Engineer reporting for duty.
Chief Engineer? And the captain just turns and whacks an arm round the First Minister's shoulder, and it is like a sort of like, this is almost a bit too far. But again, it's very well practiced. It's very clear the captain is good at this. And the response back is just, well, an illustrious crew, I see. Polite nods all around. In the meanwhile, the Vedic has walked up to you straight away and is reaching out for your earlobe. And holds your ear. Prophets be with you, child. You are one of the people in the uniform. Marvellous. Marvellous.
If you could inform the captain of that, that would be excellent. Thank you.
Oh, is there a rift for me?
If you could help me with that, that would be excellent.
Of course, my child. Anything you need. Always very happy to assist a fellow Bajoran. It's sort of a glom of people sort of like talking, chatting, engaging with each other. That's fine. The first minister turns to all of you. So, would you like to join us perhaps for some refreshments? There is and gestures, and across the open space is a building, quite tall, quite tiered. We have laid out some refreshments, and there are a lot of people who'd like to meet you.
Absolutely.
Very well. Marvellous. Captain, please. And the captain again sort of like takes the arm off the shoulder and walks beside, very clearly waiting for the arm to go around his shoulder, but it doesn't. And they just walk side by side out into the rain and are walking off. The Vedic is still with you and is still sort of hovering around you, clearly very happy there's a Bajoran on the Starfleet crew. No denying that. So all three of you are currently with the Vedic, who is going to start edging towards walking away as well, but the captain and the First Minister have walked off.
I'll walk with the Vedic.
Mm-hmm. Are you two walking with as well? Are you holding back a bit?
I spilled some of the... I'm sorry.
It's fine. I've got plenty.
I think some water got into it as well.
Don't worry. It can stand up to being diluted, so.
Okay.
Diluting it only makes it stronger.
Thank you, Doctor.
You are welcome, Chief Engineer.
Just I mean, it's just ducking.
The water's nice. You like water on the skin. It's good.
It's very warm. It's very nice. It's like, that's nice. Hmm?
You know how excited you get about the thing that you've made?
Hmm.
Now, I don't know if you're going to like this or not, but you're going to have to get used to the idea about people being that excited about you.
No. They shouldn't. They shouldn't. I just.
They should.
No. You know me. I don't do this. This isn't. I like the engines. I like the ship. It's a great ship. I want to see more of the ship. I want to be back on the ship. But I promised you I'd get something.
Yeah, you've got to surprise them.
I know, I can't get them rain. Could I get them rain? Do you think?
I don't know if they're the kind of hologram who would expect rain.
Ooh.
It's very surprising.
I could take them rain. Do you think I should take them rain?
I mean, you've got an empty canister, so...
I could take them rain.
You start filling the canister.
Yeah, just I'm walking. Yeah.
There is water coming off an awning. Very like there's very clear channel points and funnel points where water is flowing in like almost a waterfall style. You just fill one up.
I now have a container full of rain.
Excellent.
How long have you been here, Vedic?
Oh, I was one of the first back through when New Bajor was settled here. It's been wonderful to be so close to the prophets.
I enjoyed going through the portal.
Yes. Yes, the Celestial Temple.
Yes.
How religious is your character?
Enough to fake it.
Are you faking it?
Yes.
Cool. I think there's a roll in
I
it.
was going to say, do I mean, it's a tricky one. I know that Sol is not religious. Can I, like, if I see you struggling?
Sol hasn't struggled yet.
Okay, cool.
You've got rain to collect.
I'm collecting rain.
You're collecting rain. No, you're busy. You're collecting rain.
This is
all you.
This is the start of me putting in a strategy to stop the captain being a dick to me.
Okay. I see that argument. Let's have, if you're doing that, if you are purposefully trying to...
I'm trying to get the Vedic on board. So the Vedic has a word with the captain about how great I am, so the captain stops being a dick to me. Okay. What attributes and disciplines do you want to use for this? Because it's interesting and I'd like to hear your argument. I want to use presence in command.
Trying to prove that you should be a command officer.
With a focus in strategy.
Yeah, okay. Be aware of what you're unleashing here.
We've got a momentum if we need it.
Yeah, momentum.
You're welcome to use anything you want to. Presence in command is saying specifically, I'm good at my job and I should be more in charge than I am right now.
No, I'm not good at my job and I should be more in charge. I'm good at my job and I deserve to be here.
I deserve to be here, okay?
Yeah.
Fine. You're pushing command though, just be aware.
No, but I think specifically that this kind of what I'm doing steers more into command than anything else.
Oh, I understand that.
Like, it's not flying a ship and it's not security.
That's correct.
And it's definitely not security, science, or medicine.
It is not.
Like, what do you want me to roll?
No, command is fine. I'm just pointing out what direction you are steering in.
Oh, boy.
There's a momentum, or we could just, like, add some threat.
I needed 14, and I've got a focus in strategy, so I've rolled 2 successes. I've rolled a 12 and a 17. But I've got a focus, so I've rolled 2 successes.
Okay.
Do I need more than that?
I think you do, because I think I'm going to burn one of my threats.
Ooh.
It's now harder.
Use the momentum.
Yeah. Take it.
Use it.
Take it.
To purchase another D20.
Okay.
Yo.
Buy some dice.
Buy some dice.
That's a 1. That one.
Oh! On a command dice as well.
And I used momentum and I have untapped potential, so I get to roll a d6.
Please do. It's one of the special Star Trek d6s. Yes.
I get another momentum anyway because I've got 4 successes.
You get 4 successes, which counts as 1 momentum. Yes, and then let's see if you get another one.
That's another Star Trek dice.
So you get 1 more momentum, and I get my threat back.
Still, everything's moving.
Oh.
Okay.
Intriguing. Most intriguing.
The way to get ahead of this game is faking religious.
My rain.
I didn't realise that I was making this character when I made this character.
Let's have that conversation.
What?
The one we were having. Let's have that conversation.
I don't know where we were.
The Celestial Temple. You passed through it.
Yes.
What did you see when you passed through?
Oh, lots of things.
Be specific, child. Did they not give you a vision? I received a vision.
Did you?
I did.
Would you share it?
I suppose I could, with such an ardent believer as yourself. Don't snigger.
She doesn't laugh. I'm laughing.
Well, I saw a new Bajor. But I saw a new Bajor in heaven.
Inside the portal.
Who is to say whether the Celestial Temple is the portal, or whether the portal is simply the gates? Maybe we're in heaven now. Maybe this is our heaven, and we can construct it as we see fit.
Does seem rather like heaven.
It's a bit wet. But heaven's what you make of it, isn't it?
I've heard that twice today.
Have you? You and I are going to get on very well, I see. Now, you mentioned some issue with the captain. How could I help?
Oh, he's an interesting one.
Is he? Seems perfectly charming. Not very, interested in protocol, is he?
Well, he's very interested in protocol.
Is he?
Well, other people's protocol.
Oh, I see. Uh-huh. Much like the ambassador, then.
Do you know he was going to wear one of our earrings?
Was he? Well, I'm glad he didn't.
Would have been a terrible error, wouldn't it?
I don't know. He seems like the kind of man with that kind of charm could probably get him through quite a lot, but thank you for informing me, child. I must get out of the rain. All of you, well, 4 of you, step into the, and there is a quite large room, and it is full of people. A lot of Bajorans. People are eating, drinking, chatting, volons, kind of things. You know, drinks. Everyone's having a lovely, lovely sit around chat. As the 3 of you step into the room, you do notice one thing, though. In the corner, stood with a couple others, drinking, is someone you would all recognize as a Vorta. Vorta are part of the Dominion.
Oh dear.
And that's where we're going to take our ad break.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
And we're back. Hello, everyone. Excellent. So, we are on New Bajor. We are at a fancy party.
Someone's getting fired.
No, I need you.
You've got the fanciest firing party.
So, the captain, the first minister, and the Vedic are all with you, as are a room full of assorted Bajorans. You also do note some other aliens that you may or may not recognize. We can roll for that or use momentum for that if you like. It's your choice. But you all recognize, because the Dominion War was not long ago, a representative of the Dominion, a Vorta, which are a kind of alien with lots of frilly bits, standing in one corner of the room, chatting to a couple of Bajorans. What would all of you like to do? You are listening in over the intercom.
I'm listening, but I can't see anything.
Is the captain stood near the water?
The captain is currently walking in with the first minister, is scanning the room, doing that kind of like, hi.
Has the captain spotted the water?
You don't know.
Can I sidle up behind the captain?
Mm-hmm.
Captain?
Yes.
Just
I
to
have
bring your attention.
noticed the makeup of the room. Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to stand here behind you.
Looking imposing, holding the gun?
No, just standing here behind you for no reason.
Okay. Thank you. Minister just starts chattering away and doesn't bring anyone's attention to this. Is very purposefully not starting that off.
Would like to just tell my communicator.
Yep.
And remind me, like, how do I make sure that this is going to one specific person, or is that not an option?
Say that in.
Say your name first.
It will play out of this, so anyone standing near me would hear it. There's no way to make it so that only I hear it.
That's okay.
You're on the ship.
Because, like, I'm assuming it's probably you and the commander, and, like, I don't think the commander's a moron. Good.
Commander is, the reason score is not high, but...
This is, Lieutenant Weaver for She. I don't know if it's the kind of thing that you would have. You might also want to let the commander know there's a porter at the event. Do you have any details on invitations, guest lists, the event in general to explain this?
This message comes through. Your sensor sweep is finished, and because you rolled very high, there is a Vorta cruiser on the other side of the planet that has miraculously well hidden itself from visual inspection, but you've just done a scan, and it has two Jem'Hadar fighters. Jem'Hadar are the shock troops of the Dominion. It has two ships full of military personnel with it.
So there are 3 ships.
There are 3 ships. They are long range from you right now, and they're on the other side of the planet, and they were clearly hiding themselves visually, but the sensor scan has revealed them.
Oh no, this is gonna come out of my thing, isn't it?
She taps their communicator, says, stand by.
Please be aware, I am currently in a public place.
Understood, Lieutenant. Please stand by. Cuts off the channel directly to the lieutenant, but leaves the channel to the party open.
So that you can listen in.
So that she can hear. Turns in the chair. Commander, 3 ships seem to be in stable orbit around the planet. 2 Jem'Hadar, 1 Vorta.
What?
Is what I said. Both Jem'Hadar ships seem to carry a full complement.
Are they shields up? Are they armed weapons? Anything like that?
No, sir. Protocol question.
Yeah.
What is the gender-neutral honorific?
Sir for everyone. Even officers of any gender would be sir. They are above you in the command structure, as established by Voyager. Okay. Suggestions?
I just had a question from the group as to why there is a Vorta at the tea party.
Well, this all tracks, doesn't it? Okay.
Orders?
Any kind of movement from us could be taken as an aggressive action, which we don't want to take.
Correct.
Any kind of shields being raised or weapons being primed. Can you prepare the ship so that at a moment's notice we can be at battle stations, but not in a way that could be detected by a scan?
Yes, sir, I believe I could do that.
Can you roll me a... It's probably... Because it's the ship stats, thank you. So it's probably a... It's going to be a... Where's this structure code? Sorry, I've already written myself shorthand.
I have a focus and adaptive programming.
Yes.
And fairly high reason and engineering. If I needed to tell the ship to be able to do something as soon as I press go, that wouldn't be a difficult program to write.
No, it would not, and it would fall under security as well. The ship is very good at security. So I'd say computers and security for the check.
Okay.
Plus, from your own security and probably daring?
Security and daring?
I think so.
Can I use momentum? Do I have to be there?
Dependable, go on.
Can I use a point of momentum to allow she to use my security using collaboration security?
You'd have to be in communication and know this was happening, which you are not at the moment.
Right. So even though I'm writing the program, we're not using reason?
Would you like to argue to use reason?
I would like to argue to use reason.
I'm fine with that. It's 3 dice you roll, 'cause one's for the ship and 2 are for you.
We've got some momentum if you ever need to re-roll or anything. Or one more dice.
Okay. Right. And I'm using my adaptive programming focus?
Yep, fine.
Which means I need to be rolling for the ship, computers, and security 13.
Yeah.
Which is that's
One success for the ship.
And then for me, it's reason and security, which is 12.
Okay.
But using my focus, how does that change it?
It doesn't only if you roll, but it's only if you succeed. If you succeed, it counts as 2.
Work for the ship as well?
Interesting. I don't think so. The ship has focuses that aren't yours, so no.
Okay, in which case I'm going to spend a moment.
Where are those? There are no focuses on here.
No
There are
focus on the ship.
talents. There are no focuses.
I can't see anything specific about this. I'm going to say that the ship can't use your focus.
Okay.
You can use your focus on your roll, but the ship itself can't use your focus.
Okay,
I'm just going to decide that. I don't know what the rules are. I'm still learning. Sorry.
I'm going to use my use one momentum.
Yep.
To re-roll a single dice.
Yep.
Can I argue that since I'm talking to the ship, I can use my technical expertise? I can re-roll 1d20 when using ship sensors.
It's arguably not sensors, but it is computers, and I think it's sensors or computers for your technical expertise, is it not?
I have focuses.
Roll 1d20. You can re-roll 1d20 when using ship's computers or sensors. This is computers, so you can re-roll both of them.
Yeah.
An 8 and a Starfleet insignia.
Which is a 1, so therefore it's 4 successes, because that counts as 2, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, snap, we're so ready.
You get 2 momentum back.
It's almost like I am the computers.
Which is the point. You very carefully shunt around some of what's called auxiliary power, which is excess the computer generates. You move it around so that the ship can, currently what I would describe as a minor action, which is a conflict term, be battle ready and have shields up and weapons ready very, very quickly if necessary.
Button is go, Commander.
Any other suggestions as to assets we have that could be useful here? So as we have the shuttles, potentially, we could deploy them.
It's the other side of the planet.
And their range is poor, and they have no reason to be deployed at the moment unless there was something they could be doing. What could they be doing?
It would be a way of keeping...
Could spend a momentum to ask a question.
Alright. Are we happy?
Yeah,
go for it.
Did you have something specific in mind?
The shuttles could be deployed to be doing sensor sweeps of the area. I mean, you're going to be stationed here, so starting to get to know the lay of the land a little bit. There's no reason not to be. It's a risk because it could be seen as an aggressive act, which we're being very careful to avoid, but...
We know where they are, we know who they are, we know what they are.
They're probably scanning you the same way, yes.
So what are sensors going to tell us that we don't already have?
I was thinking more along the lines of potential further vectors of attack if necessary.
If you think it best, Commander.
I will take your lead on this, Lieutenant, sorry.
Let's put out one. Keep the other in case of emergency.
All right. The flight commander gets up and heads towards the shuttle base, and Lieutenant Zhang is going to fly one of the shuttles.
Oh, Lieutenant Zhang.
Sorry, Ensign Zhang. No.
Sorry, Ensign
Zhang.
Ensign Zhang.
As that is happening, Commander.
Yes.
Anything that we need to relay to Surface?
What did Surface ask?
If we know what's going on.
We don't really, do we? And they're not private.
No. I'm sure we could arrange them to be. At least one of them.
Ask one of them to be private and make sure that at least one of them knows what is happening up here. Maybe the one who messaged you. Who messaged you?
Lieutenant Weaver.
If Lieutenant Weaver is free and Lieutenant Latara is busy, then yes, fine by me.
I'm sure Lieutenant Latara could be made not busy.
I'd rather the doctor stay with the captain.
She to Latara.
Receiving? Oh, sorry.
Speaking.
Lieutenant, you were having some trouble with your tricorder earlier. Would you mind stepping aside so that we could do a brief diagnostic?
The captain's chattering away and hasn't... You're still behind the captain, and that was audible. Not like blaring to the room. It was just like quietly audible. And a couple of Bajorans around you are sort of nodding at you politely. The Vedic next to you. That sounds problematic.
Yes. Captain.
Yes.
I'm going to step outside for just one moment. I believe the doctor will be standing at your side.
Of course.
Okay.
She's very good with her hands.
Okay.
I once saw her punch someone through a wall.
I also do other things, such as provide medical aid.
Punch someone through a wall. You are like he's now doing a very clear distraction. Oh, well, you must tell us about punching someone through a wall. And it's just like doing that like, yep, everyone's gather around a bit. Let's hear about the punch through a wall story.
Right.
Turns out my new doctor is something of a pugilist. Let's hear about that.
Well, it's a simple story, really. It's
all of this is playing ship-wide.
no, because I know the story that I'm about to tell.
Well, the thing is, this is an open channel that I currently have to Lieutenant Latara, and your voice will be
slowly
audible
away.
You obviously know me as Lieutenant Weaver, Krista Weaver.
Lieutenant Weaver, before you start, I think it's only fair they know the amazing things you've achieved, Lieutenant. Lieutenant Weaver saved almost her entire ship from certain death when it crashed. Ooh, goes around the room. I'm going to roll for the captain. I'm just going to roll for the captain. Why not? Yeah, this is the captain's jam. It's just getting the room involved.
So I don't have to tell my embarrassing story about why I punched someone. I have to lean into
the captain's leaning into, can you please help me distract these people from something that's going on above the ship? Yes.
Okay, and I'm pretty aware that punching someone through a wall because they knew my real name is not going to be as fun as ship exploding. Well, in that case, well, 98%. But yes, we it was quite a dramatic attack, actually. Cut to, and I try to describe it as cinematically as I can, whilst not really. I have presence.
I want to hear it. I want you to roll me a presence and a. I think presence.
Shall I roll to see how well I do, and then I can do how well I do?
Presence and probably security.
That's 10.
Can I collaborate on security?
You've backed off.
Yours is relatively high anyway.
You've backed off to go and do something else. You're not here. You have to be there.
2d20?
Hang on a sec.
Tell
If
us
you
the
backed
stories.
off, then the bridge can no longer hear it. I can still hear it.
That's I know, because I've realized, like, I know why she punched someone through a wall, and it's a whole thing about her name. Because she changed her name legally a few years back.
I think procedurally it's probably worth pointing out that because she is running off of a higher kind of bit rate than your average humanoid is going to be, it's entirely possible for she to compartmentalize and to pay attention to what you are saying and fully understand it, and pay attention to what's going on with you and fully understand it.
Yeah.
And so there are,
Totally fine.
at any
Oh my
point, there are
God,
probably
totally fine.
4 or 5 different conversations that she is a part of.
Yeah.
Listening
Roll me
fascinated.
presence plus security, and the captain's going to be assisting you.
Okay, so this is 2d20, right?
Yeah.
I succeeded on 1,
Okay.
and I find it funnier to partially fail. So I'm not gonna read that stuff.
The captain is bold when it comes to using his presence.
Oh! Oh!
Yeah, you have
Wait,
2
can the
successes.
captain add to our threat?
Captain's part of your team.
No, that's
So
wait, does the captain also add to our momentum?
Yes, technically.
Damn.
So no momentum gained
No momentum
I-
gain, but you have succeeded on this because it was 2.
because the captain. So I am going like cut to the ship, and thing is you're quite close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
Ducky's going to be off doing something else in a second too.
I'm
This
going
is-
to be doing something. Don't worry. I'm away at the moment.
You're not right next to
I'm
this.
not right next to you.
Okay, I think that's
I'm-
why.
Ducky has wandered off, as Ducky is wont.
I think that's one of the reasons why Krista is kind of bad to begin with.
Yep.
Is because she isn't quite sure yet whether Ducky is fully out of earshot.
Oh.
Cardassians also have very poor hearing. I say very poor. They have slightly poorer hearing.
And so doesn't really want to get into the like, it was us locked in a fierce battle with this Cardassian vessel.
Please start again, the captain. He's being very bold with his presence, so go on, you start.
Cut to our ship ferrying on a standard mission. We
Being
thought
attacked.
in the DMZ.
Being attacked by Cardassians, I hear. And then there's like a woo, because Bajorans don't really like Cardassians that much, so there is very much
Can
like
I just do a quick swing round to see if Ducky heard that?
No, Ducky's
Good.
elsewhere. Ducky's off in another part of the room, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Yes, we were under fierce attack from the Cardassians.
One Bajoran turns to the other and goes,
Shooting our ship entirely out, but out of space. But obviously, what gets shot out of space must come down. So,
what kind of planet was it?
A desert planet with a lot of sandstorms. That was what made it so hard to treat people.
And none of your
2%.
machines worked, did they?
No. The dermal regenerators just kind of holds up arms. And Chloe has a lot of burn marks from being bad at cooking safely, which what Krista has, and kind of
retells the story, and you are distracting a good third of this crowd. Like, people are really engaging. The captain is using you to kind of make the whole situation flow a bit better. It's working very well. The whole situation has worked well. You stepped off to one side.
Back way into the rain.
Into the rain.
Yeah. There's less people in the rain.
There's no one in the rain.
Yeah. Latara to she. You know there's nothing wrong with my tricorder.
No, but I also know that I don't need you in the room when we talk about this. I heard you had a Vorta?
Yes, there's one here.
There's a lot more than one. 3 ships currently are in stable orbit outside the planet. 1 of them Vorta, 2 of them Jem'Hadar, carrying full complement.
Any Jem'Hadar on the surface?
Not to our knowledge. Is it doing anything?
Are they doing anything? Let's not be too racist about water.
Eating snacks and chatting to
Keep us appraised of the situation?
Will do. Anything you'd like us to do?
We are standing by when needed.
All right. Split our out.
Head back inside.
Lightly damper.
Mm-hmm.
So Ducky has gone even paler than usual upon seeing the Vorta. Does anyone mind if I use a momentum to ask a couple of questions?
No, go for it.
Marvellous.
And because you are studious,
I am so studious.
you get to ask 2
I
questions.
get 2 questions. Who's the Vorta? Who is that Vorta?
That water specifically?
That's Vorta specifically. Is it one that I recognise?
You've never
Is it
seen
a
them
clone
before?
of one that I have met before?
For the audience, if you don't know, Vorta tend to be clones of each other, and clones will keep each other's memories, so a cloned Vorta will potentially have all the memories of its past lives as well.
Yeah. Is
No.
it one I've met? No. Cool. Okay. That's a good one. The other question. What? What are their interests?
The Vorta's interest?
The Vorta's interests.
As a culture in general?
No, this specific one, if I am...
Wow, I mean... Okay. You can sidle over to the conversation that the Vorta is having and eavesdrop.
Oof.
They are speaking to one of the Bajorans about, specifically, trade with the Karema
Okay.
and the Dosai. There are Karema and Dosai here, but you wouldn't necessarily know who they are.
Okay.
Don't worry, I will explain what that means in a minute if necessary.
Trade with the Corona and Dosai. Okay.
Karema.
Sorry, the
Karema.
Karema. The Karema and Dosai.
Yep. They're talking about trade routes and how trade has slowed down recently, but they are very pleased that trade routes are being reopened and negotiations are happening.
Okay.
Are they talking about what's being traded?
It's trade in general not being discussed in detail, no.
Okay. So...
As you stand presumably by the snack table facing the wrong way, just listening.
No. Ducky is holding his rainwater and just straight up staring at the Vorta.
Mm-hmm.
And just every now and then nodding.
So you're sort of in the conversation.
I'm kind of like edging slightly closer and closer to the conversation.
As you get a little bit closer, a figure sort of sweeps in front of you. I don't believe we've had the pleasure. An elderly Vulcan is standing in front of you, quite wide-eyed, just looking at you.
Ambassador Noss. Sorry.
My name clearly precedes me.
Sorry. Yes. I saw a small file that the commander and the captain were talking about.
That is reasonable.
Yes.
What is your name?
Chief engineer reporting for duty. I'm Janard, Ducky. Janard. I'm just Lieutenant Ducky. It's fine.
That's not a Cardassian name.
It's a nickname. The captain's very relaxed on certain elements of protocol, and as such,
yes, he is. And just looks over your shoulder, and the captain's currently like enacting like a thing in the background while you're talking.
My hair has had to be just like swept over to the side to try and look dramatic.
Yeah,
or something.
there's a bit of that happening.
Yeah.
and the captain has, and the commander has respected my Starfleet Academy nickname.
She has opened the connection that they have, the channel that they have opened to the conversations to the bridge, and the bridge can now hear.
So it's new ship.
Yes. So I understand.
I've got rainwater.
Is it a souvenir?
Yes. So, okay. So, the sentient holographic computer interface that is part of the ship. I promised that I'd bring them something back because, I know it's not every day because they wanted to come down to the planet. But I mean, how often do you get to go to a new planet, especially if you're holograms? Like never. And so I was kind of like, I'll bring you something back, and they said, well, bring you something to eat, and I was like, oh, okay, and they said I was being sarcastic, and
evidently,
and then they said, do you know what sarcasm is? And well, I mean, there was a whole thing. You kind of had to be there.
I considered sidling into this conversation, but then I realised that sidling would look suspicious, so I just walked purposefully into it.
Okay.
And so this is Lieutenant Sull, and we went to the academy together, and some of the best stories ever. Okay. Do you know? There's the Garden of Begbie. Do you know? Oh, okay, right. So,
Vicky, could I, Ambassador Noss?
Yes. I think I know what you're going to ask.
Oh,
she is just sat in hands.
Actually,
well, that would save me asking it then.
Why are the Vorta here?
No, don't.
What? Because I thought they were representatives of the Dominion.
Please.
Ducky.
But we thought
Ducky.
There was a whole
Ducky.
thing.
Politics.
With
Ducky, shush.
Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry.
She's Lieutenant Ducky.
This is who I was talking about. Hi, sorry.
She's got a handle on this.
Hello, Lieutenant. Ducky here.
Lieutenant, would you mind taking some samples from the garden?
Certainly. Do you wish for botanical or entomological?
Botanical, please. The Vedic has been telling us that there are some fantastic new varieties that they've been developing.
Oh, this is politics. This is politics, isn't it? Okay. I am going, and just clocks everyone. I am going to the garden to collect some botanical samples. The Vedic said that no.
Thank you, Ducky.
Okay.
That seems wise.
Ambassador,
A pleasure.
It is an absolute delight to have met you, and I am so. You are doing incredible work here, and I really hope that the people of New Bajor and
the ambassador looks at you, looks at Sol with a kind of.
I'm so sorry.
And I really, I think that there are
those samples won't collect themselves.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay. And so Ducky kind of wanders out, gets lost looking for a particular door. In terms of the layout of this, is there a quite obvious door to a garden?
Yeah.
Kind of checks back with Sal. Samples. And walks out.
He seems very
tenacious.
Enthusiastic, I was going to say.
About that question I wasn't going to ask you.
They arrived 2 days ago. Some overtures were made, but the First Minister is not sure what to do, and neither am I. The ships in orbit don't seem entirely diplomatic.
Have they refused to leave?
They haven't been asked to as yet.
Are they offering anything?
They seem to be talking about trade. New Bajor does trade with the Karema and the Dosai, who are part of the Dominion. But a Vorta and Jem'Hadar here is certainly a step in a different direction. I do not know the lie of the land. The First Minister is anxious to not open old wounds.
Of course.
Might I suggest that you and I... Is this your area? You seem to be more security than anything else.
I think it would be wise to advise the captain of what's occurring.
Looks at the captain. Maybe we should do it.
I suspect that if we don't advise the captain of what's occurring, he will be quite upset.
I've known him for some time. Upset is not an emotion he often feels.
I would hate to be the first to prompt it in him.
He is in his element, and you look, and he's now sort of like throwing starship shapes. Like, he's clearly having a great time. You and he are distracting a large number of people. Everyone looks very entertained.
If you actually glue the uniform to someone, you use it to hold the body together.
Show it on my arm. Show it on my arm.
Yeah, if you imagine, yeah.
Latarita, Commander.
Yes, Lieutenant.
I assume you've been listening.
I've heard strange dribs and drabs from various conversations. She has an eclectic sense of what needs to be listened to at any given point in time.
The ambassador is suggesting that he and I address the situation with the Vorta.
Is the captain otherwise engaged?
He's telling a very entertaining story of the starship crashing.
Well, that's more his forte, isn't it? If the ambassador thinks it best. We are fresh here. We do not know the lie of the land. No, someone else used that turn of phrase. I'm sorry. We are fresh here. We don't know what's happening yet.
Right. Will you continue to listen through my badge?
Raptly.
I'd appreciate any assistance.
If you like, perhaps I can steer things in a more diplomatic direction and then see where you fit in.
I will be sure to stand behind you and look intimidating.
That's not what I meant.
Of course.
And the ambassador walks into the conversation but doesn't take it over, just listening in as the Vorta is speaking to a couple of the different people around them.
I acquire a glass of something to have in my hand.
Great.
I've been to parties before.
Gotta focus and party.
Brackets. Fancy.
As the conversation lulls slightly, Nos leans in and goes, Terrace, apologies. I wanted to introduce you to some of my colleagues who've just arrived. And the Vorta turns and looks at you. Ah. The Federation cavalry has arrived.
I always enjoy being compared to a horse.
Oh, my apologies. That was not my intention at all. Our idioms and yours, so different. So different. I am Taris. I am an overseer.
What do you oversee?
Oh, this, that, and the other. I tend to get around. At the moment, I appear to be handling trade negotiations, which is not the area I was trained in most, but certainly one I'm happy to place my considerable talents in.
I am Sol.
Indeed. Another Bajoran, but this time in the uniform. I take it from your general demeanour and the rather large weapon at your belt that you are involved in some sort of security. Would I be correct in that?
Chief Security Officer.
Chief Security Officer. Well, I must watch my step.
No, I only shoot people who, threaten me.
Oh, I see. Ah, well. You or your ship or your precious Federation, I presume.
Do you intend to?
Oh, heavens, no. As I said, I need to talk about trade.
Well, I'm sure Ambassador Noss will be happy to talk to you about trade.
Well, Ambassador, should we discuss the matters of trade at hand? It's not really my area of expertise either. I suppose if you were here with some kind of overture, some kind of diplomatic area that needed discussion, perhaps. Oh, no, nothing like that. Just trade.
It seems odd to bring 2 ships full of soldiers to a trade discussion.
Now, how would you know about 2 ships full of soldiers? That is not saying that there are 2 ships full of soldiers, of course. It's saying that how would you know if you weren't scanning the sector?
Well, when you arrive somewhere new. Protocol.
Protocol. Indeed, and this is obviously a ship well versed in protocol. There's a guffawing laugh on the outside of the room as the captain finishes the story and everything else.
You said there's lots of laughter.
Yeah. And 4 people died.
You think that's funny?
The captain is very good at this.
Yes,
But it's
2%.
We'll come back to the conversation in a second.
Yep.
Okay. Can I?
Yeah.
Lieutenant Ducky to she.
Lieutenant?
Are they still doing politics?
I would say we're about hip deep in politics at this point, Lieutenant.
I have an idea. Maybe it's like. Is it? I'm sorry, I'm not good with politics, and the samples out here are really. They're actually kind of boring. I scanned them, and I don't think they're actually looking for samples. So, okay. Can I get some advice?
Of course, Lieutenant.
If there are, say, some water here, that would indicate that rarely, they seem to be casual, which means that they probably have at least 1 battalion of Jem'Hadar warriors, which, because they can cloak, and that means that there's probably some near me if I'm in a garden, and they have a thing where they just kind of come out of nowhere, and let's just say that maybe there was some on the ground, and maybe there was some above us.
Would you like to roll to look for
I would love to roll to look for Jem'Hadar. I would like...
What if you find them?
But it's raining. Wouldn't you see them anyway?
Well, there's a slight displacement around the cloaking devices they use, but even when raining, Ducky and trained in that.
I think if water was hitting one of them, you would see water hitting it.
Well,
There might be parts of the garden that are like canopied or whatever.
I'm burning 2 threats. You're welcome to look for them.
Okay. I am going to use my tricorder, and I'm going to scan looking for specifically for either cloaking frequencies or shield harmonics that would indicate.
Do you have a focus in shield harmonics?
Yeah, weirdly enough.
The shroud, as it is called,
The shroud,
doesn't use a shield.
Okay, it's just that was so close. Like if I kept on talking, I'd technobabble it. Right. Okay. So how many am I rolling?
Well, since I've just taken 2 threat, you're rolling 2, and you need to have quite a lot of successes, my friend.
Crap. Okay. I would. So what should? So would this be?
What do you think it would be?
I mean.
You need to tell us how many successes.
Oh, 4.
Okay.
We've got. There's one. Momentum.
There's one momentum there.
Burn a momentum.
Add threat because he's just taken 2 out, so you just add more.
Okay. Let's see what we are rolling here. I would say that's looking for. If I'm looking for a cloaking device, using the tricorder, I'm going to whack that down to science and reason.
Okay.
Science and reason. So I need to roll below match or below a 15.
Yeah, you can only roll 2 dice and you need 4 successes.
Yeah, I do, don't I?
Do you have a focus?
Can I
Shield
assist?
harmonics.
It's not the shield harmonics.
Can I assist using sensors?
Using the ship sensors?
Yeah.
If you heard, would you want to do a sensor sweep of the entire planet of that particular area with the ship? You could, yeah?
You wouldn't need to the entire planet, would you? Just that bit.
Okay, in which case, I'm going to...
I
Does
will
anyone
love
mind
the
if I
ship.
burn a momentum?
Go
How
for
many-
it.
Do you want to
am I
add
rolling?
threat instead? Because it's
Oh.
different things.
Hold
aren't
on.
they?
How many am I rolling?
Just one for the ship. You are effectively being the ship in this analogy.
Okay, and I... Do we want to burn momentum or grab a
Well,
threat?
If
We can only use momentum. We can use momentum for more things than we can do threat, can't we?
Yes.
If you add another dice to you, you'll have 3 dice and I'll have 1. With my technical expertise, I can re-roll 1 d20 if I need to.
Okay. In which case...
Because I'm using ship sensors.
Okay.
Do you want to? You can roll them and see how close you get, and then add threat, can't you?
Of course, yeah.
Because if you're miles off,
Yeah.
there's no point doing it.
Cool.
go for it.
Basically, you can go, we're going to keep adding and adding things until we get it. Like, that's allowable.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah.
Okay, 15 or below. That's lucky. Sorry, Cardassians don't believe in luck. This is down to my strength of will.
This is what you train for, Jackie.
13 and 12, 2 successes.
2 successes.
And 2.
So
3 successes.
3 successes. Do we want a threat or momentum it?
Momentum.
I would threat because we can use momentum for more things than threat.
Cool. In which case, I think I will buy a dice with a threat.
Go for it.
Okay, buy a dice with a threat, 15 or below. 14. Oh, Ducky.
What are you doing?
Stood out in the rain with your tricorder, just like...
Forward to the plant samples to start looking for gem
Chris was like, we really don't want to do combat this session. Like, there's me there, two gem had our ships, and it was me, you're like,
It says if it's Ducky versus Jem'Hadar, then it's going to be combat, and it's not just going to be.
I really hope they like bugs.
You scan around you. And then you look back towards the building, and you get a faint blip, faint one. And as you look, you realise that by the door on either side, there are 2 patches of ground that are not getting wet.
Lieutenant?
They're between you and everyone else.
Lieutenant to she.
Lieutenant?
Hypothetically, if I were to collect 2 samples, or should I request someone to help me with these samples?
If you'd like, I can see if Latar could assist you with collection.
Is Latar busy?
I'm sure your interest in botany is enough to drag her away from whatever canapé she's eating.
I don't want to bother her if she's still in politics. And my focus is actually more on entomology. And...
oh my god.
Are the samples important, Lieutenant?
Stand by.
While you hold that thought.
God.
Oh no!
Ducky smart. Ducky not bright.
While we hold that thought,
If they don't kill you, I am going to.
I'm so sorry.
Am I still basically reliving trauma with the captain?
As you finish the story, the captain laughs uproariously and goes in for a hug.
Oh.
No.
I'm not necessarily like I'm a doctor. I'm used to physical contact, but I like the captain. There's my captain. The captain can go in for a hug. I'm not hugging back.
Okay.
Yeah.
The captain goes in for a hug. You don't hug back, but he just claps arms around you, and as his face is next to your ear, goes, "I'm assuming that the Vorta is still there, right?"
Yep.
Good, good. Okay.
Do you have any orders? And then I then work my arms around and just be like, so into this hug.
I think now might be an excellent time to go and see what this Vorta wants. I don't see Lieutenant Ducky anywhere.
No.
Cool.
Are we out of the hug yet?
No.
Okay.
People are like, there is kind of like this is a long hug like happening around you. Okay, I'm going to go have a chat with the Vorta. You
use thread. Roll your d6 because you're untapped potential.
Oh, untapped potential. Roll a d6. You use threat.
Oh, I mean, don't hold your breath, folks.
It's just night skies.
Space.
Looking up.
Space.
Nothing but clouds and space.
The final frontier.
You used it twice because you used momentum as well.
I did. We just
doing
went.
it.
Okay.
We're still learning the
We're
rules.
trying.
Yeah.
By which I mean it's a Star Trek insignia, which means that I believe you get a momentum and a threat.
Correct.
Still.
I mean, it's not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
Why don't you find Lieutenant Ducky and make sure he's okay, and I'm going to go and see what happens next.
Rescue Lieutenant Natasha.
Smiles. All the time smiles, okay?
I'm great at smiling.
Thank you. He breaks the hug and goes, good times.
Yep, it's the way you tell him.
It's the way that you tell them. Lieutenant, pointing at you and just sort of beelines over to you, but isn't that kind of like, I'm in a party kind of way? And leaves you to your own devices. What would you like to do?
On my communicator, Lieutenant Weaver to she.
Lieutenant, I'm the most popular person at the party today.
Do you say that?
Yes.
I like our Saki hologram.
It's your winning personality and the fact that you can provide useful information. Do you have ears, as it were, on Lieutenant Ducky?
Funny you should ask. Ducky was just collecting some botanical samples and found 2 very interesting species outside.
Understood. I cannot wait to talk to Lieutenant Ducky about botany. I will go and check on him right away.
Sounds like a fantastic idea.
Thank you, she.
Do you step outside?
Yes.
Great. Captain goes over to your conversation.
2 Jem'Hadar ships in the atmosphere.
What have I walked into? Lieutenant, introduce me. I don't think I've met our new friend yet.
This is the Vorta, whose name the Lieutenant would definitely remember, and I definitely don't.
Tannis.
Why have you called the same name as your... Never mind. This is Tannis.
It's actually a name from the thing. The illustrious captain. And wow, I wasn't expecting to see any Vorta today. Oh, it must be my lucky day. What are you doing here, huh? Oh, we're here to discuss trade. Trade?
It's a very interesting way of discussing trade, bringing 2 fully armed Jem'Hadar ships. I was just saying to Tannis.
the captain's expression doesn't like change hugely, but he just looks at the Vorta, looks at Tanis, sorry, and looks across at the ambassador, looks across at you. 2 ships of Jem'Hadar. Well, why? Why would you need those?
Are you planning on trading Jem'Hadar, perhaps?
Why on earth would we want to trade? No, that is...
Apparently that's the only thing you brought with you.
Right, we're in social conflict mode here.
Oh, I'd be so good at this! I'd be so good away from the fighty people in with the talky people.
It's almost like Chris knew that.
Oh, Ducky.
Right, in a social conflict mode, are you trying to intimidate the Vorta to stop? What would you like the outcome of the situation to be?
Definitely not combat.
That's fine.
I essentially want them to tell us why they're here.
Okay.
They don't seem to have any I'm not given any concrete reason why they're here. They don't seem to have anything to trade.
Mm-hmm.
So far, all of their answers have been incredibly vague.
Correct.
So I'm trying to get more information out of them and also find out why they brought 2 armed ships with them.
Fair, yes. So you want to find out more information. That's your
without it escalating.
Information without escalating. Okay. That
I
makes
also
sense.
don't want the captain to make a fool of himself.
That's not going to happen.
That's a side. That's a side mission.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is very good. I like this a lot.
I also don't want the captain to hate me. That's another side.
A lot riding on this conversation.
Yeah.
There is.
And you sent Ducky to the garden. That's okay.
Did either of you bring a phaser?
I brought these.
Just to remind you before we go into this,
I can roll an extra d20 if I'm trying to
you can
de-escalate conflict.
roll an extra d20 to diffuse the tension because you have that talent. You can also re-roll 1d20 when assisting with command. You're not assisting because the captain's going to assist you.
Okay.
Right? So you only get to add an extra d20. That is the important thing here. The captain is going to assist you. And the captain is also a telepath. Important to note. The captain is also going to say something. Yes.
Oh.
In my head, I'm going to be quite authoritative about it as well.
You're allowed to be. You can be quite forthright about what you
Yeah.
want. And also being forthright about what you want is not a bad thing in this situation, because people are not talking very clearly. So you going, let's just put our cards on the fucking table is not a bad way of doing that.
I've already been doing that.
But now having the, I'm rolling with that makes a lot of sense. Okay. I'm going to talk as the captain for a second to allow something rules mechanically to happen. Is that okay?
I may interrupt if I dislike.
Fine. It's always the same, isn't it? All of us diplomats have a good chat, and in the meantime, stuff happens in other places, in other starships around the world. You see, I believe something quite strongly, Tanis. I don't know how you feel about this, but I believe that words can change the universe. I believe that the right word at the right time can stop a fight from happening. What do you say, Lieutenant? He's using determination, because he does believe that rules change the world. He does not gain his point of determination back, but he can assist you with presence plus command, which for him is redonk. Only things
Well,
he's
if he's using determination, he automatically rolls a nat 1, doesn't he?
Yes.
So it doesn't matter what.
He adds 2 successes to whatever you do.
Okay. Look. We're all here. The ambassador's here. The captain is here representing the Federation. You're here representing somebody with 2 ships full of Jem'Hadar in the atmosphere and nothing to trade. Why don't you tell us why you're here and maybe we can help you?
Presence. That wasn't too threatening, so I think presence and command for you is also very fair. You are rolling 2. I will warn you, this task is difficult, but the captain has already helped you with 2 successes.
Am I rolling extra one because I'm trying not to
Yes, so you get to roll
go
3.
into combat?
And you're using your focus, yes?
Yes, authoritative.
Fine by me.
So that is 4 successes.
You're using a focus.
Yes, that's 4 successes.
When you're using a focus, each success counts as 2.
Yes, that's 4 successes.
From you plus 2 from the captain, so that's 6 total.
Yeah. How many did I need?
4.
Oof.
It's gonna be alright, Ducky. It's gonna be okay.
Ducky doesn't know this is going on.
The captain is just looking at the Vorta quite closely because Vorta are resistant to having their minds read.
This ties in quite strongly to one of my values, which is I'm judging him on his actions, not on who he is.
Yep.
So until he's actually done anything.
Yep.
But he has brought 2 fully armed ships.
Yeah,
so...
he has. That's totally fair. I am just checking something. Give me a second.
What attention! Oh no! Oh my!
Sorry, just a bit of rolling in there. Okay. Hold that thought. In the garden, you've just walked out.
Yes. Can I see Ducky?
Ducky's standing in the rain.
Just stock still, rainwater in hand,
The
tricorder in the other.
The glass of rainwater is now overflowing because it's cinematic.
Ducky, just the botanical sampler I've been looking for. Just kind of beelining towards you.
Oh, good. You don't like cinematically pause by the door.
I don't do cinematic pausing unless the captain is like holding me still mid-story. No, straight up to you.
Putting the tricorder away, but keeping a very firm hold of the rainwater.
I should have done something a while ago. This isn't actually burning any threat. It's so that the Jemadar can be cloaked.
Okay, cool.
Okay. She told me to come find you. Said about 2 interesting samples.
There are politics. There are 2 samples that I would like you to see. They might be quite hard to see.
Right.
But I think a lot of it we can find by looking in the right places.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to tell me where are the interesting samples? Where should I look? I'm assuming because like we did.
Yeah.
I do know him from Starfleet and stuff.
That's
Like
like-
I get that this. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, maybe just check the ground by the door.
As you both turn back towards the door and you're just looking at the door.
I was gonna pretend. I was gonna do that thing of pretending that I was looking past the door,
Okay.
so that I could kind of look in the direction of the door, just going, "Oh, the lieutenant's just back in there." I mean, yeah, all fine.
Yeah, all fine.
During that, can I try to look?
Yeah.
In that
You
direction.
can point in the right direction. I'm not going to make you roll for it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Unless you want to roll for it.
Well, I've got to focus in observation.
All right, then roll for it.
What would this be? Insight or reason? And...
It's not reason, it's looking. So it's reason, because you're working out that where the water is not hitting the ground.
So reason and science?
Reason and science, I think, yes.
So that's 11.
Yep.
Okay.
Should I have
11, and I've got to focus in observation.
You are obviously helping with
I'm
this.
obviously helping. Good. And so that's what, science and reason? Not that you need it.
I got a 9 and I got a critical success, and I used my focus of observation.
You don't need to help.
I don't need to
You
help.
are out of momentum. You are out of momentum. You have all the momentum you can possibly have.
It can't be more
No,
momentous.
we're 1 point down. We can get 1 more point than you have tokens.
This threat is momentum. So you are now as momentumed as you can be.
You've got so much momentum.
And you are aware that there are 2 patches of dry ground by the door.
Okay. Very interesting samples.
I have an idea.
Right? Are you able to tell me your idea?
Well, if you just follow me and just keep your communicator badge handy.
Okay.
Lieutenant Ducky to she.
Lieutenant?
Could you... I've found some really interesting samples here.
Yes, I'm aware of the samples, Lieutenant.
Could you just... You've got a lock on our signals, right?
Yes.
Could you, in a moment, beam both myself and Dr. Weaver up to the ship, or say to one of the runabouts? Just keep a lock on our communicators. It should be easy enough. I know it's hard with all of this rain.
Yes. Will you be bringing the samples with you?
I'd say yes.
Yes. It's some sample retrieval, and it's the most efficient manner of doing so without, disturbing the local flora and fauna.
Stand by to make sure that biohazard protocols are in order.
Yes, definitely quarantine. Definitely need to make sure that they're quarantined.
Stand by. Mm-hmm. Commander, I think we're about to have 2 Jem'Hadar on a runabout. Is that okay?
Why not just transport them directly to the brig?
Shall I transport them directly to the brig?
If that's what you think best, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir. She to ground.
Hi.
Here.
Sorry, Chief Engineer reporting for duty.
If you're bringing biological samples on board, the commander would prefer that they be put in biological containment.
Oh, that sounds like that makes much more sense. Yes.
It is best to follow protocol in these respects.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes?
I think containment.
Fuck it, I'm burning some fucking thread at this point.
Yeah, just walking towards.
As you walk towards the door, 2 figures appear next to the doorway. 2 Jem'Hadar armed with plasma rifles are just standing imposingly by the doorway. Hold that thought.
We have a lot of momentum. We can make it harder for them. Just saying.
And I've got a lot of stuff.
I don't. I'm just talky. Not fighty.
Well, aren't you forthright? All right. A bit of honesty. The Dominion's finished, we know that. But here we are with all of these well-trained warriors with a fanatical belief in the founders who I've not heard from in a very long time. Have you? No. Maybe it's time we asserted ourselves a little bit, Took what's rightfully ours.
Is it rightfully yours?
We're part of an organization that used to be in charge. What's stopping us taking the lead?
Why not leave this planet alone? Find one of the other many planets in the Gamma Quadrant.
Because you murdered a lot of my friends.
Well, I have friends who murdered a lot of my friends. I don't take over their planets.
It's not just 2 ships. It's many. You would be wise to keep yourself out of our way. Am I making myself clear?
The Federation doesn't just have one ship.
Oh, but you're all alone out here.
That's never been true.
We'll see.
New Beta is protected.
He turns to look at the doorway. What are you doing?
Okay, these people
2 quite large, spiky, scaly, quite scary-looking Jem'Hadar.
Okay, what I want to do is...
They haven't... They're just holding the weapons, just looking at you right now.
Yeah, and I want to get my communicator on one of them as quickly as possible.
While this is beginning to happen, while she is holding position on both the go button and the secondary go button for transport, another version of she in a different area near the brig has gone to the replicators, replicated a small plate of chocolate-covered hazelnut desserts, and has set them in one of the cells.
I'll give you advantage to that because you do have advantage on diplomatic suites.
Right. I'll just describe kind of roughly what I would like to do. Tell me how that has to work.
I'm going to talk you through some combat things that you are...
Can someone just let me know that this is happening, please?
I'm going to talk you through some combat things to let you know what you can do. I'm also going to advise you on how to make this work so that neither of you have to fight them properly. Okay?
Uh-huh.
I'm for that. I'm bad at this.
Doctor, what is your daring score?
11.
Phew. They also have daring scores of 10.
Okay.
Technically, in combat, you're about to initiate it. You can spend momentum to what's called keep the initiative, so you and Ducky go before either of them do.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I don't believe in that. That's a sheer force of will.
I will say, as combat actions, I will allow this. It's not making an attack, per se. That you can use a combination of your skills and disciplines to tell me how you're going to try and attach a communicator to each Jem'Hadar warrior and then let she know that they're ready to be taken away.
I have one additional question in terms of what I want to actually do.
Yes.
From my awareness of the setup in a brig on a Federation ship.
Yep.
Is it a good idea to send them up there with these guns, or do we need to disarm them before we send them up there?
As an expert on transporter engineering, I can tell you that the weapons are disarmed during transport.
Okay, and that's, I would...
You would know that. That's fine.
Krista would know that. Cool, in that case...
Tell me what you want to use, and I'm doing opposing rolls from them. And if the opposing roll succeeds for them, they're going to be angry. Just so you both know.
I know, that's fair.
We've got quite a lot of momentum to spend.
You will have to spend 2 momentum to both go before they do.
Awesome.
Okay.
Even though Krista's daring is higher than both of theirs.
Krista's daring is higher than both of theirs, but that would mean Krista goes, then one of them goes, then Ducky goes, which means one of them gets a chance to literally use a plasma rifle to shoot one of them. Because if an aggressive action is taken, they are big, strong, angry warriors. They're going to do some horrible shit.
What's the actual physical kind of...
Con badge?
No, but what is connecting it to our uniforms?
I mean, it's never really described well. Magnets.
Science magic.
Science magic.
Technobabble connects the con badge to the thing.
I'm assuming there's no kind of pockets or something.
You just have to slap them on them. It's fine.
Okay, cool. In that case, I would probably use a mixture of my hand-to-hand combat and also just trying to use my abruptness to just like get in there really quickly, slam it on them, whilst my hand is kind of in contact with it, saying, Lieutenant Weaver, go, to let she know that it's safe to do that, and just... Okay,
use your hand-to-hand combat, that is totally fine.
Yep.
And
she's never closed the channel, by the way.
Cool.
The channel's still open, so it can hear everything.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm using... Am I rolling, like, daring... security?
Daring and security would be a classic attack roll, so if that's what you're doing, if you're just running in and going pow, pow,
yeah, I'm very much doing that.
And because of your mean right hook talent, I'm going to say this will hurt them.
Yeah.
Pow, pow, oh. And I'm in the brig now. What?
No, it doesn't necessarily. I can't use my value, can I?
What's your value?
Never give up, never surrender.
I mean, it doesn't. You're not giving up or surrendering here.
I'm still not giving up or surrendering. No,
sure.
That's fine. So rolling 2, but I've got my focus.
Which means each success counts as 2.
How many successes do we need?
I'm rolling for them. It's an opposing
I can
roll.
only use one focus.
Can only use one focus.
Okay, so this is probably hand-to-hand combat. I'm going to roll, and then we'll see what we need to do in terms of
that's totally fine.
momentum and stuff. Oh!
Dick.
One of them passed. One of them was a natural 20.
Interesting.
I would like to re-roll. Can I spend something just to re-roll specifically the natural 20?
The natural 20 has happened regardless of what you do.
Okay.
No, you can use a point of determination, but it has to be linked to a value. So.
Yep.
The only thing you can rely on is you.
No, you can't use a value on this.
Okay.
I'm here.
Also,
The only
Duffy's right
thing
here.
you can rely on is you.
Look, it's just a complication. We'll come to it.
Okay. How many successes do I need on this in terms of like spending more stuff?
Well, you rolled 2 dice and you're using your focus of hand-to-hand combat, so your 1 success counts as 2, and the Jem'Hadar only rolled 1. So you run in, punch, stab, and successfully, like the Jem'Hadar doesn't make that high-pitched whimper that I just made. Oh no! They are transported away. Ducky, what would you like to do?
I'm a lob it at him.
Are we spending those 2 points of momentum? So you go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
keep the initiative.
Roll your d6 because you're spending momentum. Do you get to roll 2 because you're spending 2 points of momentum? Because you're untapped potential. You're spending momentum.
Fuck it. Untapped potential. I think it's only on buying dice. Is it?
Oh yeah, if a dice is bought.
If a dice is bought, and this isn't a dice being bought, so no, you do not. Right.
I'm a throw it.
Oh my god.
I'm a throw it. Say, 1 second transport, energize.
Oh my god.
That is a baller move.
Wow.
I dig that move.
It's definitely daring.
I don't know. I'd like control.
It is control plus security for a ranged attack.
13.
Oh,
Okay.
Come here, Ducky.
How many am I rolling?
2.
Start with 2 and then you can
Hang
always buy
on.
more.
This works very well. Good.
2 and work my way up.
Yeah.
The complication range on this is increased, so it's 19s and 20s are complications on this.
Okay.
Ish. 12 and an 8. 2 successes.
Oh.
So 2 successes.
You do it, you think, and the Jem'Hadar is now, it's, you just run in, just gone, wha-pow! And his penny's just gone up, and he's pulled his, and his gun's already out, and he's just targeting you as, whee! Goes up, just as like the gun starts to glow, just...
Did we do the thing?
We did. We did.
Krista, you have, as you realise there's a Jem'Hadar knife sticking out of your side. You've taken 4 points of damage, which goes against your stress.
Okay, that's fine. Have you noticed? Because I would definitely like to not acknowledge it in front of you. Because I feel like that's only going to escalate this. If there's some way I can just kind of pretend.
No, I definitely would. I would want to check and make sure you're okay.
But so you notice that it's there?
I'd like to. I definitely want to check and make sure you're okay.
No offense, Ducky. I'm a doctor. I can make sure I'm okay.
I can also make sure you're okay just for now.
Fine, I guess it's a fancy party. Probably. Okay.
You're going to use first aid?
I'm going to use first aid.
Nice.
First response, bonus d20 on first aid, and let's not think about the rest of it for the moment.
Can I help?
You're a doctor.
I mean, yeah. Emergency medicine or...
Technically, it's a turn thing, but you've both had turns and there's no enemies. Yes, you can help.
Okay. So, what are we doing?
Full first aid?
Yeah.
I need the combat sheet in the middle of the table, please. I haven't got this one to hand. Thank you very much.
Imagine this is something
I've
like...
got first
medicine?
aid, shush. A daring plus medicine check, difficulty 1.
Oh,
Daring plus medicine.
Yep.
12.
15.
You both fine? Loads of successes?
Two successes, one less successful.
Yeah, you need
Oh, I do get a bonus, though. Unless...
What'd you get? You roll a bonus dice.
I do roll a bonus dice because I have first response.
Did I not have any chance to avoid that injury? Or was that just because I biffed it so badly?
You biffed it so badly. So
that's fine.
You got a free attack was given on you because you biffed it so badly.
Yep.
Yeah. Nah.
Still get one.
17.
Still got one extra momentum. You did very well on that. Together, you managed to patch it up and also make it look like an artful extra sash. That means it doesn't look like you're bleeding profusely. You're not bleeding profusely anymore. It's been covered, but it's not like the uniform's like gaping with a hole. Like it's been sashed. It's like a cool belt.
A cool belt of my blood.
No. It's been bound.
Oh, I see. So, well, I was thinking of like the blood stains on the blue top.
And the blue top is only up to here. Rest is black.
Oh, of course.
I think we should get to the party and someone with a communicator.
Yep. I agree. Good work, Ducky. Good thinking.
Thank you. I should get my rainwater.
Meanwhile, back on the ship, a version of She is still sat at the comm panel. Another version of She is standing in front of two Jem'Hadar who are currently
bashing violently against the security doors.
saying, "Thank you for joining us on the USS Envoy. We are so pleased that you've come to take part in our diplomatic mission. Please enjoy the complimentary chocolates and do let us know if there's anything that you need."
Throws the chocolates against the force field.
She walks out. Sachets.
Tanis is looking at the door, looks back at you slightly confusedly.
Were you expecting something?
I think I was expecting to have more of an upper hand, but I can see that's not the case. I know when I'm beaten.
I don't think anyone's been beaten today.
We'll be watching.
So will we.
I think it's about time you and your buddies took a hike, huh?
How about you return to your ship and then perhaps leave orbit?
It appears that would be the best for everyone. I'm seeing you again, and you, Captain. I would say you're always welcome. I don't think that's true. Teleports away. Sorry, transports away.
Latara to She.
It is good to hear your voice, Lieutenant.
Can I get an update on Ducky and
As we walk in, just kind of...
You tell me.
I'm trying to make it look like I'm fine.
They both walk
I
in
am attempting to
from the garden.
weekend at Bernie's. Just like, you're fine.
I can walk.
Oh, so I didn't know how bad it was.
Oh, trust me, I'm a doctor. I'll be okay.
Captain, I suspect our mission here may be slightly more complex than...
Oh, it certainly seems like it, doesn't it? Okay, right. First Minister, I think your Vorta problem may have just gone away.
I did some politics.
He sure did.
This is the point where there'd be a really nice cut. You're all back on the ship? You're fine. It was a flesh.
Yeah.
Nothing serious.
Sure.
You are all back on the bridge. The captain has gone back to his ready room. What a surprise. You have filled in the commander, and you are now orbiting New Bajor on the ship in your bridge seats.
So, did they actually leave?
So sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've left the ships. The moment that Tanis transported back, the ships left. The Jem'Hadar in the brig will have killed themselves. They are already dead by their standards. They are dead the moment that they are born, and they don't matter. It's pretty grim.
How would they have killed themselves if they didn't have weapons?
Removal of Catch Cell White.
They could have removed their drug, which gets away. They said also the transporter is very good at getting rid of energy weapons, not so good with daggers.
Yeah.
Well, it appears that our mission here is going to be a little more action-packed than we thought.
I didn't mean for them to, I'm sorry.
Just part of who they are. You did the right thing. Good work, Lieutenant.
Okay.
I'm not sure it's part of who they are. I think it's who they were made to be.
And it sounds like the Water are trying to replace the founders. Oh, good.
Well, certainly that one was.
Well, I will send a report back to Starfleet about potentially needing more people here. It appears we can't necessarily handle this on our own. Not a bad thing, though, and in the meantime we will orbit New Bajor and keep it safe.
I did say it was protected.
Quite admirably, it seems.
I think Ducky did an excellent job.
It was everyone. Everyone did politics. Everyone did good politics.
Certainly did politics.
Some good politics going on.
You're the only one who got a present, though.
You've been drinking it.
I've been drinking it. Since coming back on, it's just she. There's still some left. I brought you some new Bajoran rain because you couldn't go down to the planet, and there was food there, but I had a moment. I was like, it could take food, but actually, then there was some water, and then they were kind of between me and the food, and I thought, actually, you did say that you didn't want food, but you kind of didn't. I brought you rain. If it helps, I can also kind of program that into a replicator and just kind of upload it to a holo transmitter, and you could make it like Bajoran rain pretty much anywhere. If I have your permission, Lieutenant, I will program this into the holo emitters, and I will.
She reaches out and swipes it away. Thank you, Lieutenant. This will be more than sufficient. Thank you. I am very sorry not to have been there.
For the full experience, you probably pour it on your head.
Oh, I don't think so. And it's set aside. Later on, she will be replicating an oblate spheroid on a glass stand in which the rain will be stored pressurized without oxygen within so that it can't spoil.
Do you have quarters?
Yeah, she has a room. She has one of the diplomatic suites. That's She's function.
Very nice.
It becomes an ornament. The glass globe becomes an ornament within She's quarters. That's right.
Over the intercom, Captain to Lieutenant Latara, can I have a word? Join me in my ready room whenever you're ready.
He's not gonna hug me, is he?
I don't know. It might depend on how many words he intends on saying.
Okay. Well, sooner rather than later.
Ask for a promotion.
If it's you, sooner.
Yeah. You've got this.
I've got this.
You've got this.
I'm prepared for anything.
Exactly.
I talked a Water out of killing everyone.
I know. Oh we did politics. Sorry, Doctor.
Going to see the captain.
You open the door to the ready room, and inside is the least professional space you've ever seen.
No one's seen my room yet.
There's beanbags. A lot of different art on the walls, and as you walk in, you do recognise it is Bajoran art, and quite a bit of it is art that you recognise all the stylings but it's clearly from New Bajor. It's clearly stuff that's been made recently, and it's also very modern. And there's as you look around the room, it very much goes from stuff you would recognize almost like iconographic, like what Bajoran equivalent of Lasso cave drawings, like very, very early art, through to this very, very modern art and this shift away and that sort of thing. And the captain is sat on a beanbag. Looks like meditating, you're not sure?
I admire the art.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
To the art or to you trying to meditate?
I am meditating.
Are you trying to meditate because you're trying to be closer to Bajorans?
No.
Or do you meditate normally?
I meditate normally.
Okay, it just looked painful.
It's hard to quiet a mind as busy as this one.
Yes. Absolutely.
You did good today. I like your style. It's different. It's kind of like, you want something, you just you go for it. You go for it, don't you? Cool. We'll be good.
So you don't need me to just stand in a corner?
No. I need you to take orders, though. Because when you take an order and then you break it to do something that's actually better, we're all winning, and that's the point, isn't it? Isn't that the point?
That's still not taking... Never mind. Sure.
I don't mind if you want to do stuff that I haven't ordered you to do, okay? Initiative is great. I like officers with initiative, like, get it done. That's good. It means that we're all working together and it's not just like one person's head,
Yeah.
And you used it.
Got a lot of stuff in your head.
I do. So much stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I like you. Yeah. It's gonna be good.
Great. I thought Ducky did great today.
Yeah. Yeah, who'd have thought it, huh?
Well, I did.
Precisely. You can go.
Okay, great. Thanks. I do.
Come back whenever you want to chat.
I will. In my head. Absolutely not.
Did you get promoted?
No.
Do you get a hug?
No.
Do I get a hug?
No.
Okay.
But he also doesn't hate me anymore. So,
Hey!
wins all around.
If it helps, I don't think he actually hates anyone.
I'm not sure he's got enough headspace for it.
No.
Too many other things. Do you know he's got an entire timeline of Bajoran art in there?
All originals as well, probably.
The comprehensive collection.
It's a real shame. Just think of all those new Bajorans who can't look at that art.
Just think of all those artists he paid.
That's fair.
Did you want a hug, Ducky?
Not right now, but thank you.
Any more?
Ducky can go back to his quarters and take a couple of the samples of the 2 insects he found in the garden, put them under the containment field with some of the botanical samples he got as well.
Go back to my room, which is also a tip.
I probably stay on the bridge for a little while, just looking over so many files. Basically going, okay, what if this person would complicate treating them? Right, okay, this one. What would I need to be aware of? Okay, good. Okay, because I need to look at this, because I need to be better, because I need to do better.
Roll me a medicine, and using the computer, so where's the ship thing? Thank you. Can you please roll me for yourself a reason and medicine, and for the computer systems a computers plus medicine? So that's a 12.
Okay, so I'm trying to roll a 12 and under 12. Oh, no, it's just one
Under
for
a
the
12
ship, right?
for the ship.
Under a 12 for the ship. It's 15.
Cool. Ship doesn't help you that much.
Use the momentum. We have loads.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to do, and we're about to burn it off. So yes.
Okay, I will use that in a second. Can I use? Would I use like frontier medicine or observation by looking at? Because I'm basically going. Not to get too dark. If something were to happen to this ship, how would I treat everyone?
That's
So
not what you're rolling for.
Oh, okay. One's a critical success, and the other one's an 11, which is definitely lower than my medicine plus one of the other ones.
Reason.
Reason.
Cool. So that's 3 successes.
Yes, 3 successes.
Mhm.
Do I need? How many successes do I need?
You're looking quite obsessively.
Yeah.
Burn momentum.
I burn a momentum. Let's pretend that it makes sense to give it to Steve whilst finishing off. Just rolling one more for me.
Yes, please.
9, another success.
As you go through everyone's medical file,
Yeah.
you try and make sure you understand what everyone is going through.
Yeah.
And how you can best fit all those pieces together. You catch on the captain's one. And you now know something that no one else does, apart from the commander.
Wouldn't I know all the medical files?
Not this. It's buried. Unless you've been specifically looking for it.
No.
No. There you go.
What do I know?
That is to find out another time.
Why? Yeah. No, that's fair. That's totally fair. No, that's totally fair. That's
now
not a
it
problem.
can't be a one shot.
I know.
Oh no! Now it can't be a one shot.
We got tricked into playing a longer campaign.
Cliffhangers. I was promised. No, I wasn't promised any non-cliffhangers. That would be a lie. And Ducky don't play that.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. There we go. If you enjoyed tonight, we may play more of this. Who can say? I mean, we've all enjoyed ourselves, haven't we?
Yeah.
Star Trek Adventures can recommend, and the Gamma Quadrant book is out. Is it out? Was it out yesterday?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it was released yesterday.
Great. So you
on
can
the 9th.
Yes, you can buy it online at modiphiusentertainment.com or anywhere where Modiphius is available online will lead to their shop. It is excellent, can recommend. Gamma Quadrant is aces. If you are a DS9 nerd like I am, then holy shit, so much great shit in there. Go on for days. I mean, as a little, I'm going to sneak peek this. It's really good. If you remember the DS9 episode with the Wadi, and if you do, it is the worst.
Okay,
It is the worst. They are a playable species now. There is a whole chapter on their planet. It's hilarious. It's so good. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my! Oh my!
look, let us play a game.
It's playing. Not that way.
I am intrigued to see where that goes. I want to know.
So yes, can recommend, is fantastic, and yes, see if we do more of these. We'll maybe discover more about these lovely things inside there. If you enjoyed what we're doing here in general, not just necessarily Star Trek, we also play a live Dungeons and Dragons stream every Monday night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. GMT.
It's starting this
It's
Monday.
starting this Monday, 13th. Join us for a campaign set in Baldur's Gate Framed, all about art heists in the city of murder. We've made some very oddball choices here, but I'm very pleased with it. That will be for your delectation next week. Please do join us for that. That's streaming at twitch.tv/adventureswanted and twitch.tv/D&D. So do join us there. We also have a live D&D show on the first Tuesday of every month at the Rosemary Branch Theatre in London called Undergods, DM'd by Chloe. And the first one of the year was on last Tuesday, this week, like It was earlier this week.
Yeah,
wasn't
like
it?
a few days ago.
A few days ago, yeah. And I play in that one, so you can see me there as well. So come and join us for and Griff plays in it too. Yes, you do. That's right. So come join us for that. That's on the first Tuesday of every month at twitch.tv/adventurerswanted. It streams on Wednesday, the Wednesday after that, so the first Wednesday of every month. But if you are in London, join us live at the Rosemary Branch. It is really good fun. We also run a whole bunch of other shows on our Twitch channel. We run a show called Mixtape on the last Wednesday of every month. This month we are streaming Run, I believe. Yes. Do you remember who it's by? Like information.
Oh gosh, I can't remember off the top of my head, but we will be tweeting about it and all that kind of stuff. It's a very cool game.
It is a very cool, very fun game. So join us there again at twitch.tv/adventurerswanted for that one, as well as other one-shots that turn up at different points. So do follow us on Twitter, or we're Adventures250 on Twitter, or on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, everywhere else we're Adventurers Wanted, to keep up with everything that we are working on. If you want to support us and what we do in another way, we have a Patreon. Just search for Adventures Wanted on Patreon. Being a patron gets you access to homebrews from our D&D games and other things, access to exclusive live streams, a chance to vote on what we play in our mixtape show, and a free ticket to each month's Under God's show if you happen to be a Londoner or in the UK and fancy travelling every month. That is also an option. So yes, that's just a taster. There are loads of other rewards. Do check it out there. There's also just a donate button if you don't fancy a serious commitment. Massive thanks again to our sponsors, Ultra Pro and D&D Beyond. They have very kindly become full-time sponsors, so every single thing that we create for our channel is sponsored by them. We're very pleased to be working with both of them for everything that we do. That's everything from me. Anyone else want to throw anything in there?
No. I got nothing.
Anyone got anything else to plug?
Oh, actually, I do have something to plug.
Oh my god, okay.
Yes, on the 19th of January at Cat Space, which is a venue in Southwark, there is going to be a live BoJack Horseman scene. I don't know if there's many folks out there who happen to also be BoJack Horseman fans, but it's different performers doing live bits just inspired by and for the love of BoJack Horseman, and I will be one of those people. So, like at Chloe Mashiter on Twitter, I've got links up there and stuff.
Is it a show where you work out your whole life is Diane's and you just get on with it?
It has shades of that. Plus, I wear a mask that makes it look like my face has been scribbled out. It's very artistic.
Right, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everyone, and see you soon. Bye.
Bye.